Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. Señoras y señores, live. It's time!
It is time, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you're enjoying your Wednesday evening. We are live in the Action Lab, your premier sports entertainment talk show on the internet. And we are live in Twitch right now with you guys, talking some Week 7 NFL football, talking some sports news, all the good things. And we're glad to be doing it here with you guys. So welcome in. And welcome in, Scotty. How we doing?
Doing good. What's not to be happy about, in life? Everything's great, Chris.
Everything's good. Everything's great.
Everything is turning in the NFL. All is right in the world again. And yeah, I'm good.
Everything
Not yet. The Colts are still 5-1.
Yeah, but we all know that that's kind of meaningless. Kind of like the 4-1 Steelers.
Yeah.
Nothing is as it seems. It seems.
Everything's as it seems, Chris. Everything. People know what's happened. It's fine. Look at the betting odds. It's done, Chris. It's over.
Over. I will say that the NFL it feels like we're in a sweet spot of the season. Everything's kind of, starting to. We always try to look for those early weeks and what's real and what's not. We're starting to get into the last 2 or 3 weeks. We're starting to see who is what, and it's starting to take a little more shape.
Is it starting to take shape, Chris?
I was about to say
A little bit.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm interested to hear your perspective on that because I don't think that at all.
Well, the Broncos are champions, championship caliber.
Obviously. The Broncos, after their impressive 13-11 win against a winless team,
against a team that had fewer passing yards than me.
Broncos have had 3 free wins on their schedule this far and are 4-2. So
taking advantage, baby, taking advantage.
We'll continue.
Roger.
We'll continue.
So we got 3 in the chat.
What do we got?
We got Jump Point Redemption.
Shane nailed it. Unless it's Shane, Cheyenne.
Just go with Shane. Let's move on to the last name.
Gosbier.
You're like
Gostabeer.
You're leaving out letters.
Gostabeer.
I'm just gonna say, "Gots to be here."
Got to be here.
Gostis Bear.
Shane Goss's beer. Goss's beer.
Do you even know it, Rec? Do you even know how to say it?
Shane Goss's beer.
Well, Joe says Gostis Bear, not beer.
It's this bear.
So which is it? Is it beer or bear?
Shane Goss's beer.
Is this a real person?
Is this?
Yes. This is very much a real person. This person is actually 32 years old.
Nickname when he was in Philly was Ghost Bear. I can see
ghost
that.
because no one knew he existed.
Yeah. He's not real.
That motherfucker back there is not real.
Nope.
Not real.
Not real.
He plays hockey.
Does he though?
Does he?
Not so sure.
He's
Not
32, and I've never heard of him. So
apparently
he's trash.
Well, he's got the rare distinction of being a hockey player born in the state of Florida.
Again, trash.
Yep.
If he played in Florida, he'd be winning Stanley Cups. But he just is from Florida, so
He's playing in Carolina.
We also got some Major League Baseball action going on right now. We got ALCS Game 3. The Blue Jays are blowing the doors off of the Mariners in this one, 12-2. The series.
I meant to. I haven't bet on baseball since the Rockies game 1. I meant to bet on the Blue Jays to win this series prior to this game. I don't even know what the odds were, but I was like, give me the Blue Jays. I know they're down 2-0, but like they can come back.
Well, they're making a nice little stand here in Game 3 of the ALCS right now. So, I mean, you missed out on some odds because you probably lost a few points there on the odds.
I did.
It's all right.
Now I don't even know if I want to take it. We'll see what the odds are.
Yes. So that game is going on right now. That's in the 7th inning, bottom of the 7th, actually. Then
it's going on, but I think it's over.
It's basically done. Then you have tomorrow. We have the Brewers and the Dodgers. Dodgers, of course, leading that series 2-0 for this Game 3 coming up tomorrow. And then you will have, again, the Mariners and the Blue Jays at it again as well. So Dodgers seem like it's basically a lock.
Yeah, that's not one I'm taking the O2 team there. Dodgers are going to win that series. I think the Blue Jays Mariners is like a toss-up at this point, honestly. But
I mean, we're going for the AL in this, right? I mean, everyone's going to be rooting for the Mariners or the Blue Jays. If you're, it seems pretty straightforward.
Everyone?
Everyone.
What if I said I'm rooting for the Dodgers, Chris?
Boring.
It's just I root for champions, Chris. All right, no, I'm not a Dodgers fan.
Yeah,
no one
just
freak
a
out.
bandwagoner.
I'm not a bandwagoner. I just I don't know. Am I going to root for a Canadian team over an American team? I don't know. Maybe I will. I don't really care. I literally don't care.
Yeah,
actually.
But I'm hoping either Seattle or Milwaukee wins.
I mean,
sure. First time World Series. Neither of them even made a World Series, if I'm not mistaken.
Milwaukee has.
They did?
Yeah, I
Forever
mean,
ago?
I don't know if you were alive. Maybe you were alive.
Probably not. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
actually,
young.
you might have been born that year.
I'm pretty young. No, the year I was born, the Royals won the World Series. I don't think that was against.
Let's see.
the last time they appeared in a World Series is 1982 when they lost to the St. Louis Cardinals in 7 games.
Let's go.
I was not alive, Wreck. Fuck off.
Yeah.
Roger.
Way 3 years later, the Royals in Kansas City. I mean, this is what I do for the city of Kansas City. I'm born. The Royals win a World Series within 2 months.
This guy. So you
Can't
had
be a
your
coincidence.
fingerprints all over that World Series title.
Too bad you can't do that for the Rockies.
Well, maybe I will at some point, but there's only so much power I have. You have to have like a little bit of talent to go along with it. Just some.
I mean,
Just anything.
you had a lot of talent like 5-10 years ago, especially with
Didn't
Nolan
we?
Arenado.
Yeah, but then he no shows in the playoffs, so it's kind of irrelevant.
I mean, Shohei's been no showing in the playoffs both the years.
We don't have the depth of the Dodgers. Nobody does.
So the baseball championship series are still cruising along, but that's not everything that we may have missed. What's up, Medusa? By the way, everyone who's in the chat, Medusa, Joe Quills, D Cola, everyone who's popping in, welcome into the show on a Wednesday night. Welcome. We also got the NBA, which is on the cusp of us the season here very soon. We will be. I'm going to do an NBA season preview show. We're going to do that. I don't know. Maybe we do that before next Wednesday show. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We'll figure out a time to talk some basketball and break down some of the things that we're looking forward to in the NBA season. But the Ringer, Scotty, put out their top 100 list for the NBA ranked players. Top 100. We already saw the NBA do this for the ESPN list.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see the Ringer list, by the way.
What would you think is the Ringer top 5 in your guesstimation?
Well, he's asking this. It's probably gonna be something stupid.
I mean, there's clearly 3, and I'm not saying it in order right now, but it's clearly SGA, Jokic, and Giannis. are in the top 5. They have to be.
Okay.
After that, they're gonna throw in like Luca, maybe.
Luca. Yep.
Maybe they're throwing LeBron for name recognition.
No, LeBron's not in the top 5 anymore. Last one. Give me a conference so I can just like
Western.
just Western Conference. Oh, Ant. Yeah.
And yep. That's the top 5. Jokic number 1, Shea 2, Giannis 3, Luca 4, Ant 5. Now it gets a little squirrely as we get into number 6. Little bit of I love this. I love this player, but number 6 they have Victor Wembanyama at number 6. I mean I don't hate it, but I don't know if it's
a lot of projection right there.
It's a lot of projection. So
he will eventually be a top 5 player, but
Yep.
is it this year or is it? It's coming though. It easily could be this year.
It could
so
be.
like it's not a crazy thought, but he hasn't been a top 6 player in the NBA thus far. So we'll see.
rounding out the top 10, number 7, Steph Curry. Number 8, surprise maybe by some, Donovan Mitchell.
Gross.
Yeah. It's not I wouldn't necessarily have him there, but that's just
Gross.
number 9.
And that's not to say that Donovan Mitchell is not a great player, but number 8 is stupid.
It's a little aggressive. Wait, top 10 NBA players? Yes, we're talking about reactions.
Can we reset? I can see Scott's reaction to
That was the first reaction I was upset about. So
Yeah.
you didn't miss much.
You didn't miss much. Everything seemed to be reasonable. There's a little reach on Wemby at 6, but number 9, right after you have Donovan Mitchell at 8, Jalen Brunson at 9. No, I agree. Kevin Durant 10.
No.
He's
I don't know if he's still top 10 anymore.
he's getting up there, man. And then 11, LeBron. 12, Anthony Davis. 13, Cade Cunningham. 14, Kawhi. And I'll just round out. 15 seems a little gross too. Jalen Williams at 15 is a little aggressive.
What?
It's a little gross there.
That's not a little aggressive. That's certifiably insane.
It's coming off a championship. They have him.
What are we doing? Jalen Williams is not a top 15. He's not. I wouldn't put him top 30 honestly.
Would you rather have Jalen Williams or Karl Anthony Towns?
I've heard
probably Cat, but I don't want Cat either.
Jalen Williams.
I would rather have Jamal Murray than Jalen Williams.
Devin Booker.
Oh, Devin Booker.
Paolo. I would take Paolo over him. Paolo's a.
By the way, I saw and this was like a fake trade thing. But someone was like, "Oh, rumored trade," but it was fake. But it was literally between the Suns and the Nuggets. It was Jamal Murray. I can't forget the second player.
You
And
can't forget him?
I can't remember. And 3 first-round picks for Devin Booker. And I'm like, you gotta be
Wait,
fucking kidding me.
what?
What? What?
That doesn't make any sense.
No, I was like, that's insane. Nuggets, why? No, what? No.
Cuban Benny brings up the hard-hitting questions. Where does MPJ come in? I don't know.
Can I? You look through it.
Yeah. By the way,
I'm
Jamal
gonna
Murray's 30th on this list.
Okay. I think Jamal's gonna move himself up this year, but based off his performance last year, 30's fair. I think MPJ's 72.
I don't know where he's at either. I would say they're gonna overshoot him a little bit. I'm gonna say 66. Cam Johnson is at 62. By the way, our boy is at 41. Aaron Gordon,
Which boy?
AG.
Oh.
AG's at 41. Cam Johnson is at 62. Ooh, MPJ is at 77.
77. By the way, the only Brooklyn net in the top 100. The only one.
That team's gonna suck, man.
Yikes.
That team's gonna suck.
Yikes.
Not to take anything away from old MPJ,
STG, who was number one? Jokic was one, right? Isn't that what you said in SG?
Yeah,
was
Jokic
three.
is rightfully number one.
Giannis
Cuban
three.
overrated.
Yeah. Christian Brown comes in at 79. Feel like that
On ESPN's, he was above MPJ.
yeah.
Neck
So
and neck there, but it was like he was several spots above MPJ on the ESPN. But yeah, Nuggets have 5 in the top 100. The Nets have 1, and they're 77. Yikes!
yikes. Yeah. So,
By the way, I am gonna go on record. Jamal gonna have the best regular season of his career. This year.
I'm with you. He looks different. I mean, I know it's preseason, but I've been watching some of the replays and some of the highlights of the some of the minutes of this Nuggets team early on, and I will say he has a different kind of energy, a different kind of mentality earlier in the season than he's ever had. I will say that. So I'm super stoked, and what's great is we have the depth to actually give him some rest over the course of the season as well, in the AG as well, all of them. So that's going to be interesting this year. That's what's going to get us through that grind of the regular 82-game season. So I'm looking forward to it, man. And
Yes, sir.
it's going to be good. So that being said, we're going to probably talk a little NBA coming up, maybe on next Wednesday's show leading into our Week 8 preview. Maybe we'll do a quick... it won't be super quick, actually. We'll just go through maybe our predictions of what's going to happen in the NBA season, and some of the things to keep an eye on, teams to look out for, and that sort of thing. So maybe we'll do that next Wednesday. But what else is going on? NHL. We got NHL going. Are the Avs still undefeated?
I mean, they're 3-0-1.
Okay, so
They lost
No
in a
loss.
shootout to their nemesis, the Stars.
I thought the nemesis was the mammoth.
we're trying
The
to make.
Mammoth are
They're
not.
too new. They're too
It's
new.
not a thing.
It will be a thing, but the Mammoth
I
also
don't
have to
think
be
so.
good.
The Mammoth will probably all just suck, so that's probably an issue. But yeah, they're doing fine. They had like a weird, and I don't know why this was, but they played in Buffalo. I don't know if it was yesterday or the day before, but it was like at 12:30 our time in the afternoon, Chris, on a like Tuesday or Monday, and I'm like, not a holiday, and I'm like, why are they playing right now? I got a notification on my phone. I'm like, that must be a mistake. No, it wasn't.
No, it was an afternoon game. I was like, am I losing my mind? They're playing at like in the afternoon. Like, what is happening with this? Why did they do that? I don't understand.
No idea. But beat a Buffalo team. Although Buffalo did bad Buffalo team, but they got 8 tonight. Where I think our girl was at the game. So
Yeah.
Right?
Riley at the game, chilling, watching her
Sabres game yet.
Sabres go at it tonight. They
I
are.
don't know how the Sabres learned how to offense.
They did. They somehow got 8 on the board. Like I said, they're 1-3 on the season, but this was a big
But
one.
what a one win.
What a 1 win.
Also, are you still doing that? Are you also doing that? Was it the 7s or the 8 pool?
I'm in the 8s pool. Yeah.
I hope you picked Buffalo.
I did not. I did. I'm with someone else. We dominated last year. We had the like, so they just draft for order. We had like the 26th pick, and she didn't converse with me, and she picked a team. I hope we don't hit all year, to be honest, because we have the Red Wings, and I'm like, no, thank you. I don't want them. I don't want them to ever hit.
I want
eight.
to lose.
The
I want
Red
to lose.
Wings.
I don't want to hit. I don't want to hit.
Now,
Or
watch,
if I
at least-
do, I'd like them to lose 9-8 or something like that.
yeah. I have seen them lose. What was that one weird ass game a couple years ago against Toronto, like 10-7?
Yeah.
Where both teams' goaltenders forgot how hockey works.
I was disgusted with the pick. I'm like, how dare you? And she's not an Avs fan, so she doesn't get it fully. Because she's from
I'm not an
Chicago.
Avs fan, I get
She's like a Blackhawks fan. So
Oh,
she's
yeah, screw her.
Yeah. But so no, I hope I never hit in the Crazy Eights pool in the NHL. But the Sabres are the first to hit the season tonight. So
When were they
congrats.
play? 32nd?
Well, is there 32 in the NHL?
Yeah, there's 32.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
Seattle's the
don't.
32nd team.
I bet they were super late. I don't know for sure where they were at, but it must have been late 20s, 30s for sure.
Should have picked the Sabres over the Wings.
Yeah. Yeah.
Too
Sure.
bad. Too bad. Missed out. But hey, Red Wings. Go Red Wings. I mean, what? Sorry, I just threw up in my mouth a little bit.
Oh, it was Columbus Day on Monday, and is
Yeah,
it still
apparently it
called Columbus Day?
Yeah, it has two different names.
Columbus
We don't
and
worry
like what was the other one? What is it? I forget.
about it. Like Indigenous people.
Indigenous People Day. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with Columbus.
It's a whole lot easier to say at least.
Or Cabrini Day in Colorado, as they do it here. It's the only day.
Never heard of that.
It's
I mean, I know Mother Cabrini, but I've never heard of Cabrini Day.
they switched it up and they wanted to mix it up on Columbus Day, so they did Cabrini Day, which is one of my wife's favorite people. So shout out to Cabrini. Didn't know you were gonna get Cabrini shout outs tonight, didn't you? See, here we
I never
go.
heard of that.
Yeah, that's what I
Roger,
thought.
Roger.
Go Google it. Can we talk about how last year I dominated the super contest and sucked at the fantasy league? This year, opposite, 3-10 in fantasy, or 3 out of 10, and 9th in the super contest.
It just goes to show you there's some luck to it.
I mean,
I'm not saying you're lucky or unlucky in either regard. It's just, things go your way or they don't. And they always go my way because my team will be in the Super Bowl again. But that's different.
It's not going your way in fantasy, but that's just because you forgot that.
I'm not paying attention to fantasy.
Well, I appreciate the free wins that you're handing out.
Yeah. You're welcome, guys.
just giving handing those
You're
out.
welcome. But although I will tell you an epic, my son going into Monday Night Football was getting dominated.
Do you have Drake London?
He had Drake London and Bijan and James
Bijan.
Cook.
Yeah.
And James Cook didn't have a monster game, but he was like, he had like 70 some yards rushing, but no catches or whatever. Bijan and Drake London went off. He won by 0.1 points.
No shot. Let's go.
Yeah.
I mean, cashing in on a win there.
And that was on a stat correction because when I went to bed the night before, I was like, oh, he lost. And the next morning, I woke up and he told me he won. I'm like, no, you didn't. And then I looked at him. I'm like, oh, you did. So
Pulled
shout
it out. There
he
it
beat
is.
the only undefeated team in the league. They're both now one loss. They're the only one loss teams.
And that has an exclamation point ATL lab.
ATL Lab, let's go.
ATL Lab is back in business. And we're not even
My
hiding.
son has Drake and Bijan.
Jake and Josh.
Yeah. By the
So
way,
he lost Brock Bowers on waivers. Guess who he picked up on waivers?
I mean, who was?
You will never guess.
Nah, I
but-
probably won't.
I mean, Terry
Well, no.
McLaurin. Terry McLaurin was just chilling.
Why?
I don't know.
Ye-
Someone released him. It wasn't even on waivers. It was after waivers. And I was like looking for people and I was like, wait, Terry McLaurin's just chilling here? And he lost Malik Neighbors, obviously. He had Malik Neighbors. Lost him for the season. But now we got Scary Terry, Drake London. Things are changing with the line. James Cook and Bijan at the running back spot. Like, let's go.
That's wild. By the way, Bills looked rough against the Falcons on Monday night. Woo. It
Are
looked
the Bills
rough.
good?
I don't know at this point. I mean, the Bills are good.
I think the Bills will still be there, but are they that good? Right? I mean, and their wins are
against the
freebies as well.
Jets, Dolphins, Saints, and Ravens.
I think their combined record of the teams they beat are 3-30.
That can't be right.
Yeah, it's so Ravens are a 1-win or no.
1.
Yeah, 1.
Jets have 0.
Yeah, 1-5.
Dolphins have
1.
1.
So yeah, like 2-16.
And the Saints.
Like
Right,
3
maybe not
20,
maybe
3
not
21.
maybe not 3-30, but 3 wins.
It's like 3-20. Yeah, I was like, yeah, we haven't played enough games for it to be.
No, but 3-20 is not right. They played way more
It's
than
like
that.
3-21.
Everyone's played 6 games.
So
if you have-
I thought you said teams that they beat.
So that's 4. All right. Hey,
here we have a
maybe that's in the games that they haven't played the Bills. In games outside the Bills, they're 3-30.
Yeah, Bills look a
Atlanta
little rough.
has 3 wins. They got at least 3 wins. this year.
No, against the teams they beat. Pay attention, Rick.
Against the
The teams the Bills have beat.
the team- yeah,
teams
Yeah, they didn't beat the
Bills.
Patriots. So why are we talking about them?
we're not.
No,
we're not. We're talking about
Right.
the wins that they have.
Yeah.
In
Yeah, and
they-
then you say, oh,
the record of the teams that they've beat.
the record outside of the games against the Bills of the teams they have beat. So that does not include the Falcons or Patriots because they
so I'm just
lost.
confused why you brought the Patriots then.
I didn't.
Yes,
You did.
I don't think anyone brought up the Patriots.
I didn't bring up the Patriots.
You said teams outside the Patriots.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
Chris, did I say
I-
the Patriots?
I didn't hear Patriots, but maybe I was
No,
also
I never said the word Patriots.
catching up in chat a little bit too. So I was maybe I don't know. I didn't
say
hear
the word
anything.
Patriots.
By the way, Helb says I found something funny. The worst team in the Canadian Premier League qualified for CONCACAF due to the Canadian champs qualifying by the MLS.
I saw some weird clip today with World Cup qualifying for the World Cup next year. That there's a team called San Marino in like Italy, and it's a tiny country, and they're like the last ranked team in the world. But there's some, I don't know how it works, but whatever I was watching told me if they lose their next game, and they've only won like 3 of their last they're like 6 in their whole history. They're like 6 wins, 13 ties, and 150 losses or something like that.
It's crazy.
If they lose their next game and they're not good, somehow never mind. I don't even want to say it, but somehow they make the World Cup, which makes no sense to me. I'm like, what are you talking about? But they explained it in a way. I'm like, you took a lot of time to do this, so I'm confused. I don't get it. But apparently, if San Marino loses their next game, they will be in the World Cup probably. Doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Helv's here.
This is more reason why soccer is dumb.
10 cats in a coat. Well, welcome back. Black market. You're always going to be black market to us.
You'll always be our black
San
market.
Marino loses, they get relegated to the King On's Near Uranus Cup.
Near Uranus Cup. Okay. Thank you for the bits, by the way, Joe. Officially cheering for San Marino. Are we all team San Marino? Are we the San Marino lab for the rest of this? Are we?
This guy's like, I didn't know they existed, but sure.
Sure. I found out they existed today.
I still don't think they exist.
I've always known that they existed. It's just a little mountain town, a little mountain country.
Go full football. Yeah, there you go. See, we'll do it.
We're crushing it.
World Cup is coming in 2026. So can't wait, man. That's gonna
How
be
many years is that from now?
It feels like forever. It feels like forever.
38.
Yeah, that's correct. 38 years from now.
I did it.
Should we try to go to a couple World Cup games, by the way?
A couple.
Should we go to a couple? I mean,
Are
we
they-
can
are they
never.
playing in Denver?
They're not.
No,
playing
they're
in
in
Denver.
Kansas City, Dallas. Kansas City, Dallas are like the
New
closest.
Jersey?
Well, yeah, we're talking closest.
We're talking closest. I mean, obviously they're on the West Coast, San
And
Francisco,
Cali.
Seattle, and Los Angeles,
really?
and all those. But like, Kansas City seems realistic, though. Kansas City.
I think you're underestimating the price point.
Yeah, I'm a little bit. Maybe we have to raise some money here.
What would you spend on? Just say without, and I don't know what they cost either. But what would you spend on a World Cup ticket? And granted, if it's in Kansas City, we're probably not seeing like the U.S.
Yeah,
team.
that's what I was gonna say.
It's a
is like,
random game.
I think if it's
random
a
World Cup game.
It's gonna be San Marino.
I think if it's a random World Cup game, it's going to be way more affordable than any US, obviously. But if we can get, I guess it would depend on who's there. If it's like Mexico travels well. Those tickets are probably going to go high. If it's like Switzerland and Germany or something, I don't know. Switzerland and
Japan.
Nigeria or Japan.
South Korea.
One of those, I feel like we could get some affordable tickets. If it's anywhere, either Canada, Mexico, or US, any of those games, we're probably priced out.
I will say Kansas City is obviously the closest. Kansas City is a massively bigger soccer town than Denver is.
Oh, for sure. Kansas.
KC loves soccer. Denver's like, Denver has a lot of talented soccer players here, but Denver doesn't love soccer.
No, it's not. They want to be like, I mean,
Kansas City
I feel like
loves
Seattle has a big soccer following.
They got the Sounders.
Kansas City has a good soccer following. And then I
Like,
guess
you go to like Ohio, like I know, like I've always felt like Columbus and their team always has a monster following for some reason.
Columbus
And then they have games in the South, but that's mostly for Mexico's advantage. Like any Southern, if they're playing in like San Diego or even LA or Houston,
Texas.
it's all Mexico.
uh,
fans.
Black
Or you
Market
can get Miami
says
to watch Messi.
Black Market says, don't quote me, but I heard talk that cities are getting changed for political reasons. I don't know if I've heard anything.
I
haven't heard
don't
that.
think they're gonna change at this point the cities for the World Cup, but
And that's probably as far as that conversation should go. That's going to get us into a deep wormhole that we shouldn't go.
I mean, there's some that I did see. There is one post here of like threatening our president's threatening World Cup host cities over crime or something like that to relocate some of these games. I don't know how that would work.
Oh, Trump probably doesn't have any say in that, to be honest, and I think he's just bluffing. Whatever. Like
He's throwing his weight
sometimes
around.
Trump
you know.
just says things,
He just-
and you're like,
He's just like, what are you doing here? It's like, sure, just throw out random things.
Let's get to football.
Let's get to football.
By when we say football, we mean football,
Not football,
not football, not football.
real football. I don't think they're changing anything. Funny things, if you really want to see crime, watch whatever. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Either way, I can't wait for it. I can't wait. Not with the crime. I can't wait for the World Cup.
But there's other people. My mom thought because of the situation in America, the World Cup may not come here because it's that dangerous for people to come. And I'm like, Mom, you've lost your damn mind. You've lost your damn mind. You are. I don't know what else to say. That's the dumbest thing I've heard.
Did you tell her that to her face?
No,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I mean, they just played a World Cup in what, Qatar, whatever you want to call it.
Qatar.
Qatar.
I think it's actually pronounced Qatar, but I call it Qatar.
It's always Qatar. to
Carter,
me.
I hardly know her.
But I'm like, if they played one there, I think America's safe enough for a World Cup. Mom.
All right. Well, there you go. That's what we got going on in the world of sports news. Let's get into it. Let's get into all of the action this week. It's week 7 in the NFL. and we are going to be previewing some of these games of the week. And we'll also be talking about some best bets. If you guys have fantasy advice or questions or anything, go ahead, put those in the chat. We could talk about some of those fantasy and betting implications if you guys are considering, trying to get some information on all that stuff. But either way, we're going to cover 8 games tonight. If we do not cover the game that you want to talk about, let me know in the chat afterwards, and we'll get into some of these other games.
There's a couple that we're not talking about that could have been in there, for sure.
Yeah. So
this week's better. This week's better than last week in matchups.
We're gonna have something better than Colts Cardinals.
Cuban cleared it up in the chat. You guys all just read that. I don't have to read it, but he lets you know how to pronounce the country.
It's pronounced Qatar, not Qatar.
It's actually, I think it is Qatar, but
hold on.
I want to call it Qatar.
I've never heard anyone call it Qatar.
It is.
Should this be pronounce a thing in the chat? How to pronounce Qatar? Throw it in the chat. How to pronounce
or I was lied to. It's
You're probably lied to.
Qatar.
It's actually more like Qatar.
Qatar.
So not Qatar, but more Qatar, but not.
I'm still not going to cut her no matter how much you tell me to.
All right, well.
I'm not going to cut her.
So Qatar, as in like tar, like black tar, heroin. What?
Now
What?
everyone knows. What
now we're off the rails. Never mind. Let's get into this first. It was the first thing that came to mind. Not that I would. Anyways,
you could have just stopped at black tar and it would have been fine.
What's the fun in that? Where's the fun in that? Let's go ahead. Let's dive into some of these games. Falcons at 49ers in this matchup here.
Hi, Riley.
What's up, Riley?
We don't know. We don't know, Riley. Chris is a crazy human being. We can't control him.
I'm off the rails. It is what it is.
He's off the rails and on the heroin.
If you can't hang, it is.
I'm the one that levels this show out. At times, I can't reel Chris in. So it is what it is.
Here we are. This is after dark here in the Action Lab. Atlanta Falcons visiting the San Francisco 49ers. So this one, San Francisco, at least in the graphic, was -2.5 at this point. And this has kind of changed a little bit. Now it's down to 1.5 favorites in this game. So Atlanta Falcons +1.5 underdogs on the road in San Francisco for this game. +108 for the money line on Atlanta, -126 for San Francisco. Over under total set to 46.5. Atlanta Falcons coming off their most recent win against, Riley, your Buffalo Bills. Not a great showing by the Bills, but Atlanta, Bijan, Drake London were just firing on all cylinders. Ask Scotty's son about his fantasy team and see how it turned out for him. So, is the ATL lab back, Scotty? Are the Falcons ready? I mean,
you know how this
ATL
goes,
lab?
though. The moment we feel good about ATL, it's when it all crumbles. I don't know why it's still 2.5 on DraftKings. You have 1.5, I guess, on FanDuel, but it's still 2.5 on DraftKings. As I just looked. I don't know why the Niners are favored by 2.5, to be honest. I think the Falcons are the better team, but the Falcons are an unpredictable team that's beat the Bills and got shut out 30-0 in Carolina. You don't know fully what you're going to get. I think they're figuring things out. The Niners are getting a little healthier week by week, but still not.
They just lost
fully healthy.
Lost Fred Warner most recently.
They lost Fred Warner. It sounds like they might get Kittle back this week for the first time in a while.
They might get Brock, which who knows if that's.
I don't know. That's just a Spider-Man meme, and in fact, it might be worse than Mac Jones, to be
Kyle
honest.
Shanahan wanted Mac Jones, and now he's got him.
Yeah, I don't care who the quarterback is for the Niners. That doesn't move the needle for me at all between those two. So I hope the Falcons win this game. I don't have a pick on this one. I'm staying away from it. It feels like a trap. It feels like a lot of money is probably going to fall in on Atlanta after beating Buffalo on Monday night. People are going to be like, yeah, now of course they can beat the Niners. But it's hanging. I guess it's 1.5 on FanDuel, but it's still 2.5 on DraftKings. So I don't have a lean or a pull on this one. I'm cheering for ATL Lab though.
Yeah, I got this number early. So I got this number at 3, which is why I made it my best bet. I don't know if I would be as aggressively on Atlanta if it was still here at 1.5, 2. It's a 2.5. I was still kind of like 2.5, but I mean, to get 3 and have that backup in case it comes down to a field goal, it's nice to have for a push. But that being said, I do think that the Atlanta Falcons have a lot of momentum. It is a short week for them, but they do have a little bit of momentum coming off that big win. Bijan in London. I think they got a good rhythm offensively. The 49ers, 32nd ranked run game isn't necessarily going to bail them out. I mean, Chris McCaffrey's been the only healthy dude on this team, but they are getting some dudes back. Shanahan at home. He's been getting a lot out of his team, so that's what's a little scary in this one. But, I mean, to lose Fred Warner and Nick Bosa and there's just a lot of pieces that I think that it's going to be tough for San Francisco to, be able to outlast that week after week after week. So, I don't know. They've been really good so far this season. I mean, the fact that the San Francisco 49ers have won the number of games they've won with as little of players as they've had is kind of wild. But that being said, I like the Falcons. I have them +3 in my best bets of the week. Also, I don't know. The under could be sneaky. I mean, is this still at 47.5? I think it is. Under could be sneaky for both of these teams. The road team coming in, Atlanta Falcons coming across the country for this one. And then you have a 49ers team that might not necessarily have a lot of firepower necessarily going on the other side. Under could be an interesting play. Not one of my bets, but just something to consider. Rec, anything on this one?
Of course, this is the Sunday Night Football game, so we'll be watching this one live.
We will be watching this one.
I am setting up a little fan face-off. Of course, we got ATL Labs setting up a Niners fan for the show.
Are we going to have Piglet in on the show?
Maybe.
Ooh, Piglet. Come on down.
And that sharp-looking Jake Moody jersey?
Speaking of which, how about Moody actually winning a game?
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
All right.
You were right all along, Piglet. They never should have let Moody go.
Even though Pinheiro is perfect on the
He's been good, but we can't rely on that.
I mean,
historically,
these
football. The biggest evidence that these footballs are juiced and ridiculous is Pinheiro. Actually, I'm not joking.
And they stepped on him.
Cam Little?
They stepped on him last week. They were like, Pinheiro, this little guy.
I'm talking about this dude that's never been able to kick this far in his career. And now, because the footballs are controlled differently and teams are allowed to do what they do to the footballs with the kicking balls, listen, I don't know. We don't have to go down a rabbit hole of the kicking of footballs, but the reason people are allowed to kick so much further now is partially because of the footballs. And I think that's actually a high percentage of why. I think it adds 7-8 yards. Honestly, I mean,
we're not. It's not like we almost had a record-breaking kick last week. If it wasn't for a timeout,
Packers called timeout.
Yeah, because the Packers don't like fun.
Actually, with the juice balls, I really want to see Aubrey attempt one from 75-80.
I would love to see that. I mean,
I mean, if he gets it right, I don't know about 80, but maybe 75. Yeah.
I mean, he definitely has the leg for 75. I mean, we've
No.
seen him like attempt from like 64 and then just hit it with it.
By the way, I don't
Despair.
think this is good for football. I think you should have to actually move the ball to kick a field goal. But call me old school.
Hauser, am I good to come in for this game as well? Hauser, you are
Hell yeah.
hell yeah, man. You are welcome. Let's go.
We'll eliminate Rap
I'll get you set.
easily.
Also, Captain Irvin, this is the week for pitch, right?
Sure. whatever you want to think.
This is the week for Pitts. You're damn right.
Let's play some Denver this year.
Dallas does play Denver. I can't remember where it's at.
It's here.
But
It's in Denver.
Is it here?
That's the
Okay.
one. Yeah, it was like that's the one advantage there that you would want to have against the Dallas team that's doing well
That's going
offense.
to be a really interesting team. What happens when you have a team with no offense and a good defense against a team with a good offense and no defense?
It's like
It's interesting.
bizarro world that we're going to be
You
seeing.
have the movable force and the stoppable object.
Exactly. See, it's going to be one of the games of the week, guaranteed. I have no idea what that game's going to produce. We'll get into that one later, by the way. All right,
Wow.
not later tonight. Later
Yes.
was it next week? Is that next week?
Don't know.
Anyway, it's coming up soon. All right, let's go on to the next game, and we have the Colts and the Chargers coming up in this next preview. And this will also be a nice little measuring stick to see where things are at with these two teams. With the Colts coming in to LA to play this battered Chargers team with a bunch of injuries. Yet both teams still trying to find ways to win, and they are. So Colts doing well. They're surprise of the season. They're 1.5 point underdogs on the road in Los Angeles. The Colts plus 108 to win this game. The Chargers minus 126. Over under total set at 48.5. And Scotty, I believe this is one of your best bets of the week.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't win last week for the first time with the Colts, but I'm going to keep riding them. You think about the home field advantage for the Chargers in LA, it's probably close to 1.5. So they're basically saying these two teams are even, which I would feel like if the Chargers are healthy, I'd be like, all right, that makes sense. But the Chargers are still not healthy. And I think the Colts end up winning this game. I mean, the Chargers escape Miami on a great play, don't get me wrong, from Herbert to escape a sack that allowed him to throw it in the flat to Ladd McConkey, and he breaks the tackle and takes it down, and they get a game-winning field goal. But, like, the Chargers are battling just to survive. The Colts have looked more comfortable. This is not a tough road site. Daniel Jones has played really, really good football. Jonathan Taylor has been electric. The Chargers still don't have a running back right now because Amari Hampton's hurt. Their O-line's hurt. You have issues at wide receiver due to injuries with the Chargers. Quentin Johnson didn't play well last week. I don't know if he's going to play this week. You have Ladd in like an old man in what's his name? Why am I drawing a blank on his name? That they re-signed.
Oh, Keenan Allen.
Keenan Allen. Yeah. I don't know. I just feel like this game is a bit of a toss-up, but if I had to pick a team, I'd pick the Colts, and then I get plus 1.5. Give me the Colts. Give me the Colts in this one.
Yeah, it's hard to go against what they've been doing, especially with Jonathan Taylor has been electric all season long. He's been the engine of that team. And then you still have Daniel Jones, who's still being able to like move the ball down the field. Their offensive game plan, their offensive coordinators have put them in positions to win these games and put up points. Their defense has been playing okay as well. Los Angeles, it feels a little weird to me because like Los Angeles, when you look at the this game from the 1,000-foot view, you're like, yeah, one team is really hurt. The other team is one of the best in the NFL. It kind of makes it feel a little trappy because it's like you got 82% of the public, 92% of the money on the Colts.
There's a lot of trappy bets this week.
Yeah.
And I'm on some of the traps, to be honest. I'm riding some of the traps.
we're riding some traps this week. Yeah, it's definitely gonna be a trap. But we're this might be one of them. But either way, I mean, the eyeball test says Colts should win this game. And if you're getting a 1-loss team of the Colts plus 1.5 in a neutral environment, basically, I think you'll take that. I think you'll take it. By the way, the Colts 1-1 on the road, with the only win coming against the Tennessee Titans. So, but again,
Not a real team.
yeah.
Who was the loss?
Who did they lose to?
I don't know. I was asking.
Let me see.
I mean, 2 games is
Oh,
a
they
ridiculously small sample size, so
They lost to the
doesn't matter.
Giants.
Giants?
I forget that was home on the road. I know they lost to the Giants at some point in time.
Who did?
No. The
Chargers?
Chargers.
We're talking about the Colts right now.
Oh,
The Colts, they lost to the Rams.
the Rams.
Okay.
That's where it was. Okay. So there you go.
So they beat a bad team and they lost to a good team on the road.
Yep.
Nothing to take from that.
Well, they'll have they'll have an average. Would you put the Chargers as a good team or an average team at this point?
Average. Right now, with the health, average.
Okay. All right. There you go. Let's go to the Rams and the Jaguars next. So this game will be one where the Rams need to get back on track too. The Jags ended up losing last week. Los Angeles Rams on the road, -3 as favorites. 3-point favorites on the road in Duval.
No, they're not in Duval. They're in
London.
London.
They're in London. You're right. I forgot because I was all of a sudden I look at him like, wait a minute, this is an early game. This is the London Jaguars. Sorry, I said Jacksonville. The London Jaguars are hosting this one. How's the fan base in London for the Jags? Are they bought in?
I don't think so.
I don't like they've only
How
been.
about they lose a lot when they're out there, which doesn't help their, building your fan base because they lose.
I mean, the Jags were the experiment that they sent out there for the the early on years of going to London, and
Yep.
now look at it.
I'm gonna do a code yellow. You keep talking.
Code yellow in the chat. Los Angeles Rams are -148 on the money line. Jacksonville +126. Over under total at 44.5. Yeah. So this is an interesting one for the Rams. Yeah, Puka Nacua kind of battling some injuries over the last week. He kind of left that last game, came back. Then they were kind of like, hesitant with getting him mixed in again. But this one, I mean, I don't have a bet in this one. I don't know if Scotty has his best bet in this one either. Let me double check. He does not. So neither of us have a best bet in this one. I would say the under feels kind of in play for these. These games, these Euro games, I want to say are leaning more towards the under than anything else. So this is no different. I get a Jags team that isn't exactly, you never know what you're going to get with them, especially in these London games. It's just, you have the long travel, the jet lag, everything that goes hand in hand with it. You get all the kind of the media that goes around these London games, kind of just saps a lot of energy out of these players. I think the under, there's a couple, if I was going to bet on this one, the LA Rams under 24.5 total points, I think is feels good. I don't know how beat up or not their Puka is still. But Jacksonville, they have a top 10 scoring defense right now. So their defense has been playing pretty decent football. You could also take the first quarter under 7.5. I think both these teams are going to start out slow, which is I think where the line is at right now. So lots of grindy, kind of low scoring games. I feel like every time there's a London game, it's kind of underwhelming, and I'm always like, man, I wish we could give London a better game, but we can't. And so this is going to fall right into that. The only issue with this is the unders are overwhelmingly the current where the money's at. Public, 90% of the public, 94% of the money on the under, which is the scary part about this one. But that being said, I expect this game to be a little underwhelming being in London. So again, the unders are what I would kind of stick around to in this one, but otherwise, no bet.
It can't be as underwhelming as last week.
It can't be, no. And I think, but again, I was mentioning a top 20 defense or a top 10 scoring defense in the Jacksonville Jaguars, and you have some banged up with Puka Nacua, and then it's a London game, traveling, jet lag, media availability all week. It's just, I think it just takes a lot out of players. So that's why if I had a bet, I would lean in the unders.
I would agree with you, but that's also concerning because I feel like that's an obvious thing with London bets. So it might be a trap for us, but I would agree that if I had to bet something on this, it'd be under. Feels like at most, it's like a 23-20 game or something like that, which still hits the under here.
Yeah.
So
I was telling Rec, 90% of the public, 94% of the money on the under. Like,
not surprising.
Yeah.
Which is why I won't bet it, but it feels right. The Rams may not have Puka Nacua in this one. It actually leaned towards they're not going to have him this week.
It's okay. The Jags will have Brian Thomas, but he won't catch to make up for that.
Well, did you see Brian Thomas had a long touchdown pass last week that was brought back due to an offsides on our boy, Travis Hunter Jr.
Yeah.
But listen, I think the Rams at the end of the year, I fully expect to be in the mix to be in the Super Bowl. I don't think they're playing great right now. I think the Jaguars are playing pretty good football right now, but I don't expect them to be in the mix for the Super Bowl at the end of the season at all. So it's an interesting, but in this matchup this week, we'll see. You never know. You never know how teams are going to react to being in London. Obviously, the Jags go a lot, but it doesn't seem to help them. They don't necessarily play great out in London, but they're generally low-scoring games. So I'll hold to that.
yeah. All right, let's go to the next one here. Next one, we got the Raiders and the Chiefs.
Yeah, buddy.
This one, a little AFC West rivalry. Well, I guess it's not. I mean, it's not as much of
it's a rival.
It's a rivalry. It's just not maybe as competitive as it used to be.
No one's competitive, Chris. We can still call them rivalries.
We have the Vegas Raiders, 11.5 points underdogs on the road in Kansas City. The Vegas Raiders plus 520 on the money lines, minus 720 on the Chiefs. Over under set at 45.5. That's a big number there, Scotty. A big number. I mean, from a spread standpoint, I don't know. The Raiders have looked kind of rough. They have their flashes, but do you like your boys to win big?
Yeah, they'll cover this line. I'm not betting it because I'm going to the game and I'm going with my son. I don't want to think about the spread. I just want to enjoy the game. So this isn't one of my bets of the week. I do think the Chiefs cover. The Raiders offensively have been remarkably, especially in their passing game. I'm shocked how bad their passing game with Geno Smith coming in. It sounds like their number one wide receiver, Jacoby Myers, is going to get moved before the trade deadline. Not this week, but before the trade deadline, he's going to get moved. They're already sellers. They already know. Ashton Genty's been a little hit and miss week to week. He's either awful or he's had one really good week, but that's it. The Chiefs get their number one offensive weapon back for the first time in a year and 21 games, I feel like. And that doesn't include playoffs. Rashee Rice comes back. I think people are like, Rashee Rice is going to be moving forward a top 10, if not top 5 wide receiver in fantasy in the NFL. He's that good. The Chiefs offense is, as I said before, and no one believed me, and they keep clicking, they are the best version they have been in at least 3 years. This offense is really, really good. The defense has some hit and miss, but held Detroit, who had averaged 40 over the last 3 to 17. So that's pretty good. There were multiple people, including Rex's best friend, Colin Cowherd, and Adam Schefter, who ranked the Chiefs as the number 1 team in their power rankings this week in the NFL. They are also the odds-on favorite, along with Buffalo, on at least DraftKings, at plus 650 to win the Super Bowl this year at 3-3. This Chiefs team, everyone laughed at me last week. Everyone laughed at me, and I said, just wait. And then they dominated, and we'll get into the Detroit game when we talk about that. We'll talk about Detroit when we talk about that game. But everyone laughed at me, but I said, just wait. This team is the best version of the Chiefs in years. And now they add their best offensive weapon. The only weird thing is their left tackle is like up in the air. I might have to go in a second. Hold on. It's not a hot take. But thank you, Rec. Or Cuban. Not Rec, Cuban. I listen, I'll be at the game, so I hope they win by a ton. I hope they dominate the Raiders. The Raiders are not good. The Raiders are way worse than I thought they would be, to be honest. I thought the Raiders would be competitive, much better than they were last year. They're kind of like they were last year, if not
Feels
worse.
about the same.
Like they have not played good football. They got a win last week, but that was against the Titans, who should be 0-6 in a dumpster fire. So at home, you get Rashee Rice back for the first time in forever. I expect the Chiefs to dominate this game, and I'll be right back because my son is outside my door.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, the Chiefs are going to win this game. I think that there's no question about that. The Raiders, their offense, 226 yards against the Titans, but they struggle without Colton Miller, Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers, I don't think, is slated to play in this game either. So I feel like their safety blanket that they won't have. The Chiefs defense starting to look better. Quality performance against the Lions offense that had only, I think, a little less than 300 yards and only 17 points. So, like, if the defense starts getting better for Kansas City, which it seems to be, they're trending that direction, I just don't feel like the Raiders are going to have enough points in this game to keep up, which is why it's like, all right, 11 and a half. I mean, if I had probably a lean, it would probably be Kansas City at 11 and a half, but I'm not going to be betting that. It's going to be a little bit too big of a number for me, but I would kind of lean that direction if you put a gun to my head and said, hey, make a bet here on the spread. So Kansas City, they're kind of in an upswing here. And it's going to be interesting to see. To be able to get Rashee Rice back and to be able to put him in a position against a bad Raiders team to kind of get in a nice little rhythm going into his first game. I think this is the perfect opportunity for it, and I expect that to happen here in this one. So Kansas City should get the win. Will they win by double digits? I don't know. You could also actually trickle a little bit on the under 16.5 for Las Vegas under team total. Because I don't think they're going to score a lot of points in this game. I think it's going to be a very low scoring game for the Raiders against this defense. So
If you're taking the under on the Raiders, you might just want to take under period, especially if you think
yeah.
Raiders will cover.
Yeah, what is this? 45.5, I want to say.
Yeah.
I think it's still at 45.5. So, yeah, Raiders. I don't have a lot of faith in, especially that offense missing Brock Bowers and some of those. Ashton Genty, I don't see getting off in this one either. So, yeah, yeah, I think
Raiders do historically play the Chiefs close, even though they're not a good team.
That's only been true the last 2 seasons when the Chiefs offense has been subpar. When the Chiefs offense is good, they have not played the Chiefs close whatsoever. So historically is only the last 2 seasons. Now I listen, we also have MVP odds, Chris. I talked about Super Bowl odds. I don't know if you've looked at who the odds-on favorite to win the MVP of the NFL.
I'm going to guess
is.
Baker.
That would be wrong.
Is Mahomes? Because
I think is Mahomes up there number 1 now?
Clear number 1.
So, because I know Josh Allen took a hit. He's been taking a couple hits the last couple weeks. Baker, I think, is still probably in the mix, right? Is Baker still in the mix?
And people are losing. Baker's, I think, 2nd or 3rd. Which, listen, if the season ended right now and people wanted to give Baker the MVP, I'd have no qualms. 0. I'd be like, absolutely. Like, that's fine. If you view him as the MVP of the NFL, he's had a great first 6 weeks. No issues. Mahomes moving forward is just going to be the favorite. I mean, Mahomes, without his number 1 wide receiver.
Oh, boy, he's going with this again.
And without Worthy for kind of half the season thus far, leads the NFL in 2 pretty important stats, Chris. I don't know. You tell me if these are important. Yards from scrimmage and touchdowns. Are those important? Are those like key stats to think about?
They're key stats.
They feel pretty important. Mahomes, yards from scrimmage, number 1 in the NFL. Touchdowns, number 1 in the NFL when you combine rushing and passing. Okay, so I think it's not a foregone conclusion, but it's only going to get better.
Chairman of the board. I hope Rice isn't driving himself to the stadium.
I mean,
he will, and he'll be fine.
Is he taking the bus? Is he?
Yeah, fire in the gun.
Who drove?
Maybe he's taking. Who drove? Who drove here? Does he got a fire?
In your gun?
By the way, didn't Gannon have another crazy quote this past week with?
He did.
Michael,
it was today, I think.
Was it today where he was like?
Someone asked him about like how, like when the emotion comes out of it, especially when there's like injuries or like when the first time he felt that way, emotion's so mad. He didn't skip a beat with a straight face. He goes, "When a quarterback went to jail in 2007."
It's like,
just a really awkward silence, and then the press conference ends.
Yeah, just
Chairman, how does Rice have a driver's license? I honestly don't know if he does. Maybe he doesn't.
He might not. So,
but the most ironic tweet I saw today was from someone tweeted, everyone's acting like he came back from injury, but this dude had reckless decisions and made poor choices kind of thing. Until you hear who it was that sent out the tweet, it was fucking Ryan Leaf. And I was like, dude, have some self-awareness. Shouldn't you, of all people, be forgiving of people's mistakes?
Ryan Leaf.
Rice made a terrible decision. There's no doubt about that. But of all people to call him out, Ryan Leaf called him out. And I'm like, really?
Great.
Really?
Takes one to know one.
Wow.
Like, dude, if anything, you should be the one propping him up. Like, he made a mistake. Let's not. Because Ryan Leaf seems to have full. Obviously, the NFL career didn't go well, and he had terrible decisions. But seems to have figured out now where like he's sober, he's all this, he's a good human being. But like that comment to me was like, whoa,
It's kind of wild.
really?
All right, what's the next game?
All right, next game. Giants at Broncos. Coming up next.
Interesting.
So Giants are 7. I only found 7. Scotty found 7.5, which is
I see 7.5.
Chris low-key tried to question whether I actually had this number.
I was like, I haven't seen,
which is offensive. Kind of. He thinks I'm like cheating the system.
No, I was just
offended. I was offended.
I was like,
I was
where are
offended.
these bizarre? Because he was like, oh, I got a 7.5 on New York Giants plus 7.5, and I was like,
It was 7.5 earlier on DraftKings, and then it's. I will literally send you a screenshot. It's 7.5 on ESPN Bet right now.
So, hey, Chris, FanDuel isn't the only betting source out there. You can
Correct.
get
no,
7.5.
I looked in other sources too. I mean, I looked at
Did
a
you
couple
look at
others.
ESPN Bet? Because you sure
I
didn't.
mean, I thought ESPN Bet was trash though. I thought that no one uses it.
You can though.
You can, but I mean,
And it's 7.5 there. It's 7.5, Chris.
okay.
Chris was trying to call me out.
No,
I was like, really?
I was like, because I mean, I like 7.5. If I could get 7.5, I mean, I like 7 too.
Change your bet. Change your bet.
No, I already locked my bets in. But either way,
You change them a lot.
my bet. So this is Scotty's bet of the week. But the Giants right now coming into Denver, mostly 7. You can find some 7.5. It sounds like, across the betting atmosphere. So that's kind of where the line is now. The Broncos minus 330 on the money line. Giants plus 265, and then the over under set at 40.5, which it's a low total. I kind of like the under. I kind of think the under might be a very, even though 40
And
and a
if
half
you like
is,
the under, you have to like the Giants.
If you like
the
correct.
under, you gotta compound that.
correct. And I bet 7 on Sunday night when it was 7 when we were talking about it, because I was like, Broncos offense hasn't done anything for me to prove that they deserve to be a 7-point favorite in any game. Really, like the competition they've played, and then just the types of games that they've played up until this point hasn't exactly shown that their offense is good enough to pull away from teams. So that being said, I do like, if I was going to bet this game, it would be taking the Giants plus the 7. Broncos coming back home from London this week, so that's part of a little bit of this as well. And then the Giants just seem to be on that upswing. Giants getting nice little wins, especially against the Eagles, which we're trying to figure out what the Eagles are, because the Eagles have lost to both of these teams. So it's kind of interesting to see where that's at. But that being said, I think the Denver defense is going to be able to, at home, do very well against this Giants offense. Given the fact that, they have had some success, I think this Broncos defense is a really, really good unit. But I don't believe that the offense of the Broncos is where it needs to be. I think there's some issues at quarterback. I think there's some issues at play calling. I think there's some issues just in how they're approaching their offensive game plan, especially coming back.
It's also blaming coaching.
It's a little, you got to be able to execute, and you got to be able to call the right plays. I mean, sometimes I'm looking at these play calls, and it's like, can we throw something like not in the flats? This feels like Russell Wilson all of a sudden on certain drives that, you're just looking at this like, what is happening here? But that being said, I do think the Broncos win this game. The Broncos at minus 7, or this 7-point spread, 76% of the money, 76% of the public on the Giants to cover the big number here in this one.
I thought it would be higher than that. And that was what my next question is, where the percentages are, because I thought it would be close to 90 for the Giants.
Yeah, it's 76 and 7 on public and money.
Doesn't surprise me. Obviously, you had a national TV game where the Giants beat the Eagles. People are going to ride that.
Yep.
You have the Broncos national TV game, but in the morning that I don't know how many people are watching, but they look
You know,
And if they watch
offensively
it looked bad.
disgusting. I agree with you, but I think some of that play calling might be to protect your quarterback. The offense right now for the Broncos isn't good. The defense is playing well, but like again, the Broncos have had 3 free wins. They've had the third easiest schedule to this point in the NFL. So we'll see moving forward. This is a win the Broncos need to get. Like, this is an important win for the Broncos to continue that momentum and get to 5-2. Listen, I think the Broncos are gonna, that pass rush is gonna present a lot of problems for Jackson Dart. Obviously, without Malik Neighbors, that's huge for the Giants. But I have a bet on the Giants. I have the Giants plus 7.5. I don't think the Broncos should be favored by 7.5 against anyone, much less a team that seems to be ascending a little bit in the Giants with the quarterback change. I know they lost to the Saints in ugly fashion in between the 2 good wins they had with Jackson Dart at quarterback. But like Jackson Dart looks real to me. Now, it'll be interesting to see against this D-line if he's able to create, extend the play, get some runs, get outside the pocket and make some throws like he's done, through his first 3 weeks, because the Broncos defense is going to be the toughest he's faced. There's no doubt about that. And he may not, but the Broncos offense right now, I just can't trust. I can't trust the Broncos offense until they show me something, anything. I mean, they were egregiously bad in the second half last week against a Jets defense that was a bottom 5 defense in the NFL going into that game. It's not like the Jets defense was playing well going into that. So until the Broncos, and you're coming back from London, that has to have some effect on it. Maybe the Broncos, this is a statement game for the Broncos, and they just absolutely annihilate the Giants. That could happen. That could absolutely happen.
We talked about a lot of trap games this week, guys. There might be a lot of traps. Like,
It's a trap.
But to me, getting 7.5, where basically you're saying the Broncos have to win by double digits, I don't see them beating this Giants team by double digits. I don't. So Broncos may win, but it'll be by 7 or less, in my opinion.
This will also be the toughest game so far for Jackson Dart in his on the road that he's faced.
Yep.
He's only faced one team on the road, and that was the Saints, which we all know the Saints aren't much at this point. And
he didn't play well.
And he didn't play well. On the road in Denver is a tougher environment. You got the altitude, the fans show up. So this will be a tougher test for sure. So far, one of his toughest that he's faced. So we'll see what happens. But I do like the Broncos to win this game. I think I think you're going to find it a lot closer than what you should expect. Next up, Eagles and Vikings. Whew. This one is...
I don't trust either team.
I don't...
I think the right bet to make in this one is to just hold your money. Don't make any bets. That's the right decision.
This one, you just don't know what you're getting with either team a lot of the times, and especially, the Philadelphia Eagles. It's been a rough go for them. So Eagles 2.5-point favorites on the road in Minnesota. The Eagles minus 132 on the money line. Minnesota Vikings plus 112. Over under set at 43.5. I think we have 1.5 spread on here, but 2.5 is what I'm seeing right now. So that's where we are sitting on this one. Scotty, you want to go in on this one first?
I don't have a great feel on this one. I'm not that high on the Vikings. I I can't trust that team. I don't think they're very good. They're fine, but not great. The Eagles are a mess right now. And it's weird. I've seen a lot of people in the media this week being like, well, this is what happens to the Eagles. Everyone doubts them, and then they turn it on after a couple losses. I'm like, that didn't happen last year. And in fact, I don't think that happened 2 years before that when they made the Super Bowl. Like, they were hot the whole way. When it goes for the Eagles, we watched what happens 2 years ago when they were like 12-1 or whatever they were, and then they crumbled and fell apart. This team doesn't seem aligned right now. The passing game is a mess. AJ Brown's furious. Jalen Hurts is playing poorly at best. The defense isn't as good as it was last year. The offensive line isn't even playing up to the standards of last year. The run game hasn't worked at all after last year, where it worked phenomenally well. Like, the Eagles are an enigma to me right now because, like, they're 4-2. I think they're very fortunate to be 4-2. Could they, when you look on paper, could they turn around? Absolutely. And it could happen any week. But until it does, I can't trust them. So I would lean. No, I don't. I don't even have a lean in this one because I don't trust the Vikings either.
I don't. Yeah, this is a tough one. I'll try to convince you towards my best bet of the week at Minnesota plus 2.5. So Minnesota plus 2.5. This is a good spot for the Vikings coming off a bye. You got offensive-minded coaches, 2 weeks to prepare. Typically, that's a nice, little like preparation going into it. I'm worried about the Philadelphia corners in this one. They just got beat up by Wan'Dale Robinson and Lil Jordan Humphrey last week, and they have to face Jordan Jefferson potentially, and Justin Jefferson, sorry, and Jordan Addison without Quinyon Mitchell. I don't think Quinyon Mitchell's playing, right? Which I think is a big deal. So Kevin O'Connell won 2 of the last 3 after a bye week. Only lost by 2 points against Detroit last year in Minnesota. Eagles are in a tough place. Ton of injuries. Eagles low. This is a low point in there, right? It's kind of like, do you buy low? But it's a 4-2 team. So like, how low is it? A 17-point loss to the Giants feels low. And then you also have the second-ranked defense in EPA per play coming off a bye week in the Minnesota Vikings against an Eagles team that's kind of struggling offensively. We saw the Denver Broncos offense come back on this Eagles team, and their offense is not good. So if you have a Minnesota Vikings team with a good offensive mind and some weapons that they can throw the ball around, I just lean towards getting the plus 2.5 at home in this one against a team that's, locker room issues. You got all sorts of things happening. Feels like a good spot for the Vikings.
Joe Wentz is starting.
So there you go. Did I convince you?
Yeah, Wentz is probably going to play again for Minnesota. Listen, I think the biggest thing is I think it's a massive coaching mismatch. I think O'Connell's way better than Sirianni as a head coach and as an offensive mind. There's no doubt about that. You talked about the bye week, which helps, but the Eagles also have 10 days because they played on Thursday.
Sure.
So it's not as big of a deal as maybe a normal bye week versus a normal team. Yeah, I probably lean Vikings. I just don't trust either of these teams. Yeah. I right now. I don't. I don't know.
That's fair. Minnesota's been kind of a weird team too, so I totally get it. Rec, any other thoughts on this game?
Like I said, the right movements to not make a bet. If both of these teams are what are they really like? You're the real pushing them stand up.
Well, we'll find out coming this weekend. We'll see. We'll see if the Eagles continue to struggle and not quite look the same, because right now they haven't gotten out of that.
Again, I would lean Vikings. So I think, while I won't bet it, I think I'd lean your side, Chris.
All right, there we go. Got him convinced a little bit. Got kind of on my side of the fence. We'll take it. Let's.
It's like with the like trying to get your wife on for the live stream. It's like got a little bit.
it just takes a little bit of you gotta put it out there. You gotta make your case and see see how that ends up panning out. Let's get to the next one here though. We got the Steelers and we got the Bengals.
Tomorrow night.
AFC North Thursday night football division rivalry here. Cincinnati at home, 5.5 point underdogs at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers minus 240 on the money line. Cincinnati plus 198. Over under set at 44.5. Rec, last week you said this was one of the guaranteed bets. When they won last year.
He's gonna go the opposite
and then
way this week.
You said the week after your guaranteed bet is always the bet opposite. Is that still true?
I mean, not always. There are a couple of things here. So first off, Mike Tomlin historically bad on Thursday Night Football, divisional game on the road. So the Bengals just historically bad at home against Pittsburgh. I saw a wild stat today. Including the playoffs, the Bengals have won 5 of their last 27 games at home against the Steelers. At 44.5, maybe you go under just because whenever the Steelers do lose, if the Steelers do play a game like this, an ugly Thursday night game, it's going to get real ugly, like 17-13 kind of ugly. So the under looks nice. If I had to pick a side, I'd still go Cincinnati. So overall, outside of Calvin Austin, Steelers are a healthy team. Bengals may or may not have Trey Hendrickson. I'm not picking a side here. I would lean Cincy, but God, like in normal circumstance, I would take them outright. But they're just so bad. They're historically bad at home for some reason. So
has there ever, in the history of the NFL, felt like a game more important for a team that's 4-1 against a team that's 2 are they 2-3 or 2-4? I forget if they have
2-4. 2-4. They've not had it by yet.
Ironically, this feels massive because if the Steelers lose this game, that puts the Bengals and the Ravens, because the Browns are done, kind of back in the mix. Where if the Steelers win this game, the Bengals feel
out of it,
pretty done.
Actually, if the Steelers win, the division's locked up. I'll say it now. If they win, the division's done.
It should be, but still, the odds are the Steelers are the odds-on favorite to win the division, but it's not. Ravens on a bye. They get Lamar back next week, so you still. I know they've won one game,
and they have an easier schedule, I think, don't they?
It's so wild.
It's much easier. The Steelers have a hard schedule after this.
It's more that the Steelers just the NFC North or AFC North is the worst division in football right now,
which is something you almost never hear.
It's just bad. The Steelers are 4-1, and everyone should be like, "Yeah, the Steelers are going to take this," and it's like, are they though? I hope they do. I would much rather play the Steelers in the playoffs as a Chiefs fan than. Burrow should be back if they do make the playoffs, or
it's also Joe Flacco playing, which I do feel like makes an impact on this over Jake Browning. I feel like that actually makes a little bit of a difference in this game towards Cincinnati.
Maybe, I don't know. I think it's pretty similar. I'm shocked that the Packers weren't able to get. I think they had 1 sack last week against Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco, in Cincinnati. I would expect the Steelers to get after him and force him to throw the ball quickly. T. Higgins has been a nothing burger this year. I actually saw a stat that there are a couple wide receivers in KC, not named Xavier Worthy and Rashee Rice, that have better numbers than T. Higgins does this year.
Tyquan?
No, it wasn't even Tyquan. It was
Hollywood
and Juju, actually. But I don't know. I don't like betting the Steelers on the road as a 5.5 point favorite in any instance right now because I think the Steelers are a perfectly average team.
Yeah,
And listen, the Bengals have been bad. Obviously, losers of 4 straight since Joe Burrow went out, and looked awful in a lot of those games. They kind of came back last week late, but it was kind of like after it was already decided. It looked the score was closer last week than it should have been with Cincy, but for the first like 2 quarters and a half, I mean, Joe Flacco had like nothing. He did nothing. Like literally, like might have been less than 10 yards from scrimmage.
Still more than Fields.
yeah. I think for this one, if I'm with you guys, I don't want to go either way. If I had a lean, I probably would take Cincinnati plus 5.5. I was looking at some of the Cincinnati Bengals teams that they've lost to over the last 3 out of those 4 weeks. A really good Vikings defense, a really good Broncos defense, and a Packers defense that we think is.
But they lost all those games by how much, Chris?
So they lost 27-18, 28-3, and 48-10. So they lost. Yeah, I mean the Broncos.
They lost by a lot.
They lost by a lot.
I think they have the worst. I think the Bengals might have the worst point differential in the NFL right now.
I think it's Baltimore.
Is it
Baltimore
is
was
it
lost by a
Baltimore?
million points.
I'll check, but yeah,
Double
I'll
check.
check to make sure. But I really think it's Baltimore. Give me a second.
I think Shamar Stewart is coming from his ankle injury, right? And then I think Trey Hendrickson, is he playing? He has a chance to play, I think.
He has a chance to play.
So
Okay. The Ravens.
He's not going to be healthy if he's
no.
Actually, the Bengals are neck and neck with the Titans for worst point differential.
But who has the worst?
Since he's minus 80 versus minus 78.
Yeah.
I thought since he might have the worst point differential in the league right now.
They're
They're a bad football team.
they are.
Oh, I agree.
And I mean Joe Flacco, second week under this offense, so we'll see if he can continue to like build on it. But I mean, I could see this. I don't know. I'm just leaving it alone. If I had a lean, it might be Cincinnati, but don't feel good about it whatsoever. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you get minus 80 with Cincy, you get minus 78 with Tennessee, minus 64 with the Browns, and then it drops into the 40s. Like
Yeah.
the Bengals they're 2-4, but they're really bad since Joe Burrow's gone out.
Yeah.
Flacco
Like,
is a
really bad.
Flacco's
Yeah,
a
but
big
it is-
upgrade
I don't
over
think
Browning.
Flacco's an upgrade maybe over Browning, but I don't think it's a big upgrade.
It's not a big upgrade, but definitely like I definitely feel a little bit better about the Steelers if Browning was in.
Browning will throw you a couple. Where Flacco could too though. Flacco throws the other team. He didn't last week, but he could.
Also, Flacco's probably smart enough to like get the ball out quickly to make sure this front four doesn't get to him.
Public and the
It's
money on this Steelers 5 minus 5.5. It's split down the middle. Public 50-50. Money 57% of the money is on the Bengals, 43% on the Steelers. So it feels like it's right down the middle. People are split on this one just like we are.
No.
So
Yeah. Another low note, like Steelers, like there's a lot of times where they go up against a really bad offensive line, like, oh yeah, they can take care of business, and they don't even touch the quarterback. Like you definitely think they should with all the weapons they have on that side of the ball.
I thought that with the Packers last week, and they didn't. They had 1 sack against Flacco, which
Exactly.
is shocking.
So exactly, you would think that like TJ and Nick Herbig and Highsmith and Queen and Hayward will all get to the quarterback. Who knows? Even Jalen Ramsey had a couple of sacks out of the slot blitz last week.
it's Jaron in the chat. Welcome in. First time.
Jaron,
Welcome in. Who's your team and where you're from? Like to get to know you a little bit. The way Rodgers been playing, he might be better than Sam Darnold.
Real quick, did we
Oh,
ever
yes,
think
yes.
that sentence was gonna be put in a chat? Like Rodgers being better than Sam Darnold?
like
It's like Rodgers might actually be better than him.
I think Sam Darnold has played better than Rodgers this year, but like,
I'd say so as well.
which also is insane. But like,
The fact
The
that
fact that
that's-
we're even putting that in the universe is wild.
We've come a long way. We've come a long way in the NFL, haven't we?
Yeah, Rogers, too many short throws.
In 20.
Although, if you want to play it to watch for the Steelers the rest of the season on offense, watch Big Darnell Washington, number 80. Dude is an absolute monster of a human being.
He
Not as like an
wide
AB
open
monster.
for a catch. Was that last week or the week before where he had a long one?
Very first
He's
play
slow,
of the game
he's
last
slow,
week.
but
Yeah, very first play of the game.
yeah.
There's a play action, slipped up behind the defense. He's built like an offensive tackle, and he can still run routes and
It's
make some
crazy.
good catches.
Uh,
6'7". Oh, like he's listed as his combat weight, which everyone says that's the worst kept secret. He's more like 300 plus pounds.
He's heavier than that for sure.
Jaron, I'm a Ravens fan. We don't have too many Ravens fans, so welcome. It's good to have you.
Mainly because Ravens fans hate you guys.
Ravens fans have they've given us a lot of trouble. They've
Rick, we have a new Ravens fan. You don't have to put that out there immediately.
seriously, we're trying to make a good impression with all the new Ravens fans coming in. You know, we appreciate all fans of all fan bases.
It's not my fault. I'm right. All the time.
Hey, we're all right. Don't make it just about you.
Jaron, question for you for a Ravens fan. How do you feel about your boys after the bye week with Lamar coming back and an easier schedule? Do you have optimism? Especially, we're talking about the AFC North here, which is kind of wide open still. It's like we still.
It feels weird that a 1-5 team is still in the mix. That's how bad that division is.
Yeah. By the way, Baltimore is still plus 175 to win the AFC North. They're number 2 behind Pittsburgh, not by far margin. They're right there, which is wild to me. But
Yeah, if Steelers win, the division is theirs. If not, they've probably lost the division. It's wild to say that with the circumstances.
I
but
want-
that's where we're at.
I want chaos. I want the Bengals to win this game. I want chaos.
There's a good chance they do. Like the money. What's the money line at 220? It might be worth it to just throw a few bucks on there and see what happens.
That would.
I'm not going to do it, but it would. But if someone did, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, this will be tomorrow
no
night.
arguments.
Tomorrow night, we'll be watching Pittsburgh and Cincinnati. So we'll see what happens. But let's get to this next one. Bucks and Lions, which I think could be a really fun game this weekend. Might be one of the better games that we'll be keeping our eyes on. But Tampa Bay Buccaneers are 5.5-point underdogs on the road in Detroit. We got Tampa Bay at plus 220 to win the game. You got
Brendan Wreck, Brother Jamar's watch. There's no way they're winning against Pittsburgh. Are you a Steelers fan?
Brendan. How we doing?
Another Brendan.
There
I'm
we
not
go.
sure Jamar's washed. He's like 25. I think I don't even know what age he is, but I'm guessing 25.
If you saw that catch, I hate Steelers fans.
Oh, here we go. We got some Rick. You got some.
If he's a Ravens fan, I would understand why he hates us. I'm not gonna. The Ravens should make the playoffs with our cakewalk schedule. So even as a wild card, maybe.
And the problem is they have to literally go 9-2, and then it's like iffy. Like you have to go 9-2 if you're Ravens, and your defense still is.
This might be a race to 8 or 9 in the division.
It's gonna be a rough
I think
one.
it's that. Yeah, it might be that bad.
It's gonna be a rough one.
Yeah, I know. Like Steelers have after this, it gets hard. You got Green Bay, Indy, their head coach owns Pittsburgh. You got the Chargers. You got the Ravens twice. You got the Bills. You got the Lions.
Brendan, who's your team and where are you from? Like to get to know you. By the way, if you guys are hanging out with us, hit that follow button so you know when we go live. We're live this Sunday.
How is it this kid on camera? I'm 25, damn it. Jaguars fan, okay.
Jaguars. All right. How you feeling about your Jags? How's Trevor Lawrence? You got the London.
Everything's fine. They already won their Super Bowl. They need nothing else this year.
Trevor Lawrence, bro, trusts. Okay. In T-Law, we trust. The prince that was promised for Brendan in the chat.
Excuse fuck, but low-key sucks.
Hey,
It's my quarterback. There it is. There it is.
That's my quarterback.
Ravens versus Cowboys Super Bowl. Why are you predicting 2 chokers to make it?
I mean, the Ravens haven't. I mean, we'll see.
That would be the 2 worst defenses to ever make it. To a Super Bowl.
Can we imagine what would the over/under total in that game be if we had a Super Bowl of Ravens Cowboys?
57.5.
It's high. It's high.
Dude, that game, we're getting into the 70s probably with those defenses.
Let me
Let's
just
score
say
more.
now, no offense to your pick. Neither of those teams are making the Super Bowl. I'll go out on a limb and say that.
Cuban, he is on camera. That is Jamar Chase.
There you go. Yeah, let's get to this last. I think this is the last game, and then we're going to go over our best bets. Bucks at Lions. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, like I said, 5.5-point underdogs on the road. Over/under total. Was talking about high total. 52.5 in this one is. We're going to have some points. It looks like Detroit at home playing. I mean, Jared Goff at home puts up points. That's his like comfort zone. Goes on the road, struggles a little bit, comes back home, gets back right. So, Scotty, your thoughts on what to expect from the Detroit Lions here at home against Baker Mayfield, who is an MVP candidate, top 3 right now as we sit in week 7.
Chris, real quick, throw me the percentage bets because I assume most bets are in Tampa in this one.
Yeah, so let's take a look at this one.
Oh, that happens, Brendan. Jared Goff is playing far better than Baker. Jared Goff has low-key been playing better.
77% of the public and 75% of the money is on Tampa.
Yeah. I'm on Detroit in this one. I have Detroit -5.5. I mean, a week ago, a lot of smart people were saying Detroit was the best team in football. They got beat, obviously, on Sunday Night Football by the Chiefs, but this is a team that, if they get a little healthier, that offense is going to click against a Tampa defense that is not good. Tampa's without a lot of weapons in this one, unfortunately. Obviously, well, Detroit is too, but Tampa at wide receiver, I don't think you're going to have Godwin, Evans, or Igbuka.
Igbuka's out for a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, I know he played well last week, and despite that, but like that's a lot to put on Baker against a team that in Detroit is going to score at will against this Tampa team, especially at home. My only concern in this game is Detroit is so fixated on last week. Like they're talking still about the Chiefs and the refs and the calls. I thought Detroit was a blue collar town. But what I found out this week is they're the softest city in the world, maybe.
Oh no.
Oh my goodness. Listen, you can complain about the refs all you want. You got outplayed. There is zero doubt if you watch that game that the Chiefs weren't the better team. They were. And I hope Chairman would say the same. I hope he would. Because he's a rational Detroit fan. The Lions were so soft coming out of the game. They just, we're talking about this and that. And all their fans are like, oh, there should have been a taunting. There should have been this. I'm like, shut the fuck up. All right. Everyone complains about the Chiefs. If the Chiefs, all right, that call on the, that was late flag on the opening drive for the Lions last week for the illegal motion, which by rule was the right call. If that would have gone the other way, if the Chiefs would have had that play and it got it taken back, no one would have cared. No one would have cared. But because it went against the Chiefs, or it went for the Chiefs and against the Lions, people are losing their fucking minds.
We're not talking about the Chiefs.
We kind of are right now.
Also, Chairman, fuck all the way off, Scotty. I've heard no one say the Chiefs didn't outplay him.
I've heard a lot of. I'm not saying anyone said who outplayed who, but I've heard a lot of bitching.
Also,
so much bitching from Lions fans this week. And then the calls weren't fair. The Chiefs didn't have any penalties against them, which isn't true. because they
Also-
did, but it was just declined. And the Lions had 4. I don't remember anyone complaining when the Chiefs had 13 penalties to 4 against the Jaguars the week before. I don't
Also-
remember anyone being like, it's not fair against the Chiefs.
Hey,
No.
Chris, can you meet him? also in the chat, TTD Prepara and Goon Grenade first time chatters.
Yeah, welcome in, everybody. Guys, if you're new, first of all, love to have you here. Hit that follow button if you're new so we can get to know you a little bit better. Who are your teams? Where you're from? We got hey.
Chairman, there is no controversy because you got dominated. No offense. I think the Lions are a really good football team and going to be in the mix.
Jared.
Super Bowl potential. But last week, the Chiefs were just
Also, I like earlier,
Just own
Brendan. Scotty, you best buddies with Chris Collinsworth.
No, I don't care about Chris Collins.
There we go.
Scotty, do you got beans? I don't know what beans are. What does that mean?
Jaron, Brendan, and Goon Grenade, welcome in. By the way, Goon Grenade, Baker is about to put belt to
Don't the ass.
Oh,
I listen. Baker's played phenomenal this year. What a story! I like Baker. I just think this is a bad situation for them. As long as the Lions are honed in and actually focused on the Bucks instead of the game last week. Obviously, they lose Brian Branch for a week after his punch so that hurts them a lot. But I think the Lions score a ton of points on the Tampa defense. I just don't think Tampa's defense is very good.
yeah. No. I think, if I had a lean in this one, it just feels like a buy spot for the Lions. I think that Tampa Bay, they're a team that they're on a high right now. I feel like they're at a point where, there's that come down spot. The Lions at home, Jared Goff at home is a different kind of animal. He's very good offensively. He's got that comfort zone that he's into. Now, Baker's been making it work with what he's got. He's missing a lot of offensive talent in this game, especially from the wide receiver side. So that's what I really worry about in being able to keep up with the offense of the Lions in this one. So that's where I'm a little hesitant. It's not one of my best bets of the week, so I'm not going to push it one way or the other. But if I did have a side, it would probably lean towards, especially with all the money and the public coming hard in on this Tampa Bay team, it seems like a buy spot for the Detroit Lions to, at least from a, -5.5 in this game to get a dub in this one. Brendan, Colts run the AFC. Danny Dimes over Mahomes. Let's talk about. I'm wondering.
I don't know what there is to talk about there.
SCG, I'm waiting for Danny Dimes, but just no. Also, if you want a good side to bet on, go ahead and take the over in this game. And you got the Lions, as Chris talked about, dominant at home. You got Baker, MVP candidate. No Brian Branch. Bucks defense again, a little weak. This could easily end up being a 35-34 type game. Like the Tampa Bay Seattle game. It's good, especially again, Goff is better than Darnold. Again, why are we having this conversation? But
I don't hate that because I think the Lions definitely get over 30 in this game.
yeah.
I think the Lions definitely get over 30. And then it's a question of what the Bucks put up, honestly. Everyone being like Juju deserved it. That's fine. Punch our players all you want and then get suspended for a game and see if it's worth it. He might have deserved it. I don't care. As a fan of the Chiefs, I do not care if he deserved it. Punch him all you want. They wear helmets, by the way. So punching a guy when they're wearing a helmet is just stupid.
Kind of a dumb move if you think about it. Lions' whole secondary is out or questionable. So yeah, they're over. Yeah, the over seems.
Why is it only 52.5? Bump it up to 54, 55.5.
Agreed. I feel like this one. I think this should probably be around 53, 54. So if anything, guys, I would probably take the under or the over in this one. By the way, the under is being bet. 66% of the public, 54% of the money is on the under. So
I think right now people are overvaluating the Bucks a little bit. I think the Bucks are a very good team, but the defense is not good. And without those three weapons, and it'll be interesting because the Lions are without a ton of their secondary, as chairman put out there too. So it could be a very back and forth, high scoring game. But
Right.
I like the Lions to cover 5.5, and it's one of my favorite bets of the week. I put it as one of my bets, and I actually feel really good about the Lions covering the spread.
Yeah.
Bucks run D is insane.
Lions money line. Yeah, it's a little juicy. Jaron, what is it? Minus 250, I think, is where it's somewhere in that range. Minus 270 now. So it's a little juicy on the money line, but I mean, if you get a little juice out of that orange, just squeeze a little bit, might be worth it for you if you want to throw a little cash on the sprinkle of the Detroit money line. So
Goon Grenade like the Lions on this one, even though Baker's a dog. I feel like at the end of the day, he could be throwing to you, like you and me, and he'll still find a way to put up 400 yards and a touchdown out of nothing but pure underdog traded spite.
yeah, I mean he lost another injury, a wide receiver to injury, and he still threw 2 long touchdowns against a decent 49ers defense. So he's getting it done regardless of who he's throwing to, which is just a testament of how much Baker has evolved. I think the other thing, did you post this in our Discord, Rec? I think you posted the Colin Cowherd quote of just retire, Baker. Baker, just retire.
Yeah.
You lost. Who did he lose to? I forget. He lost to.
No, I think it was. It wasn't that he lost.
Oh,
it
was
before the season started. He was battling out with Kyle Trask.
Kyle Trask.
Because
Yeah,
the starter had not been named yet.
exactly. And so, yeah, there's always those takes, right? That always resurface years later. Now Baker's an MVP candidate for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So go figure. Times, it's getting crazy in the NFL. We're week 7. Let's go. All right. I think that's the last one here. So here are our best bets of the week that we have going right now. Scott, you want to recap yours? And there's, I think, one that we did not talk about on your side that is on your best bets.
Yeah, so we talked about the 3. I have the Giants plus 7.5 in Denver. Giants with Jackson Dart, much better team. Denver offensively looks a mess right now. Give me a touchdown plus and see if Denver can do that, because they have not proven that they can really separate from teams, even bad teams, like they did against the Jets last week. Detroit minus 5.5 we just talked about. Indy plus 1.5 we talked about. I just think they're the better team in that game against the Chargers, who are a little beat up. Not really a home field advantage for the Chargers, so I get plus points with the better team. Give me the Colts. And my last one is, listen, I think Seattle's played really good football this year. I think people are a little bit sleeping on Texans. Texans won 2 straight now, coming off a bye. That defense is really, really good. I have a ton of questions about the offense with the Texans, but I think that Texans defense can lock up Seattle's offense a little bit, or quite a bit, and keep this one close, where you give me more than a field goal with the Texans against the Seattle team that I think is pretty good, but like the Texans are better than I think people realize, mostly because of their defense. I think people sleep on their defense a little bit. So give me Houston plus 3.5 on the second half of the Monday night, because we have another double header on Monday night for some.
Our favorite double headers. Yeah.
Also, real quick, Goon Grenade in the chat. Would current Danny Dimes be a better Eagle than Jalen Hurts?
Would current?
I would say yes. I would say yes.
Interesting.
I would say yes. I think Jalen, especially how Jalen's played this year. Jalen Hurts has played big in big moments in the playoffs. Obviously, won a Super Bowl. He played great in the other Super Bowl he lost against the Chiefs. But this year, Jalen Hurts has been clearly bad, and Daniel Jones has played great.
And I would say Daniel Jones is doing it with a lot less. That's for sure.
And as we've been saying, like pretty much the theme of this whole stream, can't believe we're putting that out there in the world, but it's a good topic at this point.
Yeah. And again, I'll just stress that if Daniel Jones starts for the Colts, they will win the AFC South. I said that before.
Dylan Gabriel could be a dog behind that offense. That might be pushing it a little bit.
The Eagles' offense is a mess. They don't like each other right now. They're not playing together. Can they figure it out? Because there's a ton of talent there. Yes, but I think Jalen Hurts has played very poor football thus far this year.
Yeah. Okay. Let's get to mine here. I have you obviously heard Minnesota plus 2.5. Like Minnesota in this spot. Think it's a good spot against the Eagles. So taking them plus 2.5. I got Atlanta plus 3. Again, talked about that one over against the San Francisco 49ers. That's when we'll be watching live this Sunday night for Sunday Night Football. So make sure you tune back in. We'll be watching that one. And then we'll also be breaking down everything that took place in week 7. So make sure you stay tuned. Hit that follow button like Jaron, Brendan, and Goon did. Would love to have you back. So make sure you tune in. And then also, other ones, Cleveland minus 2.5. It's weird to think that the Browns are laying 2.5 points in 2025 right now, which is kind of crazy.
And then you're taking them.
And I'm taking them. And I'm taking them.
Who did the Browns play again this week?
The Miami Dolphins.
Jesus Christ.
So Miami Dolphins coming up to Cleveland to play this game. The locker room is a big question mark.
This is what that bet is, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Tua's press conference after Sunday.
The Tua press conference where he was kind of questioning his team did not play well. There was a lot of players in that Miami locker room that were just like, I'm no comment. I don't want to talk about that. But then you also have the leadership issue. You have all of these things happening in this Miami, behind the scenes kind of situation. The Browns have the best run defense in the league. The Dolphins passing game without Tyreek Hill doesn't really scare anybody. Offensive line will have trouble protecting Tua against Myles Garrett. Also, this is the perfect defense for the Browns to face, one that managed 1 sack against the Chargers' patchwork offensive line. The Dolphins' bad secondary is a good matchup for the Browns, whoever's playing quarterback back there, Gabriel, who, some people want, some people don't. But I think this is a spot where the Browns at home, we know the Dolphins on the road aren't exactly, a juggernaut. And then you throw into the mix all these other things surrounding this team. It feels like it's a bad spot. I got Cleveland minus 2.5. And then finally, I got New Orleans plus 5.5. This just feels like too many points. Bears coming off a big Monday night win on a short week. And New Orleans, this is going to be a game where I just think they could hang in there and keep this closer. I still don't necessarily know what I'm getting week to week with the Bears offense. So New Orleans plus 5.5 is my other best bet. So there you go. That's how we round things up.
You think Big 44 and the Giants can keep up this output?
I actually think the hype is a little too high. I think he's been great. Like, I think he's more than they ever expected, but is he an elite running back? No, but he's fun to watch. I'm gonna watch him.
I think Jackson Dart could win MVP.
No,
maybe a couple years down the road.
Not right now. No, not even close.
Which I think to your point of hype around Scatterboo, it's more around like his personality, like how fun he is to watch.
Well, I think personality, I think it's more like he's physical, he runs over people, and that's cool to watch, and I love watching that. I think he's very good, at that. But like, is Scatterbo moving the needle for me a lot at the running back position? In honesty, no. He'd
be a hell of a fullback.
I think Jackson Dart is much more important to the Giants moving forward than Scatterbo. Scatterbo's kind of
he's a good story. He's a
good story, but a bit of a guy. I think Jackson Dart, as I said after their first drive last week in our Discord, Gives me Josh Allen vibes. Now he's got a lot to learn, and there will be, mistakes and bad games, no doubt about that. But like the ceiling of Jackson Dart is actually really high, in my opinion.
Yeah, Jackson Dart. By the way, question, Brendan: do you think Jackson Dart could win MVP?
We just talked about that.
Oh yeah. No. The answer is no.
Just so you know, Chris doesn't listen to us ever.
Well, I was also getting caught up in chat and some other things, and then
Rico Dowdle or Cam Scatterby. I think that's what you mean, Jaron.
Yeah, it's hard. Cam going against Denver's defense. Rico's had 2 monster weeks back to back. It's hard to go against Rico.
Yeah. Let's just see. Carolina plays the Jets. Okay, yeah, no,
Rico Dowdle for
Rico
sure.
Dowdle's definitely the pick against the Jets.
Yeah.
And as a Washington fan, what are your thoughts on Jacory Kruskin-Merritt?
Brendan, best mobile quarterback of all time. Go like as a full functioning quarterback, like running and throwing,
Like
or just simply the best runner of all time. Because the best runner of all time is probably either Vic or Lamar. Yeah, those are the top.
But
2.
dual threat, maybe you go back to Steve Young. Oh, hey, me and Jimmy on the same page.
full functioning. just the wording on that one.
Full functioning.
Like,
yeah, I'm going Steve Young with Chairman.
Steve Young's a good option.
Staubach.
And people will be like, was Steve Young actually mobile because he was white? He was.
Cam Newton might be a good option. Cam Newton.
Cam Newton's peak was too short for me. There was a very defined peak for Cam Newton.
That's fair.
It wasn't long enough for me. So I'd take Steve Young over Cam Newton. But
Fran Tarkenton. You think JCM
is I never saw Fran Tarkenton play, obviously. I don't know if any of us did, but
Lamar, I don't think he will get a ring.
I said 4 years ago that Lamar is never going to win a ring. So that
sorry,
might be...
Who's the fan, Jaron? You're the Ravens fan? Sorry about that.
I said it 4 years ago. That's why Ravens fans hate us. Because I said Lamar's never going to win a ring.
You think JCM is someone who could have a Purdy style effect and be a real difference maker?
Who? JCM?
JCM.
Jacory Kruskin-Merritt, running back for the Commanders.
I mean,
the new Lord and Savior running back.
I mean,
that's a very different position. No, he doesn't have the effect of Brock Purdy.
I mean, difference maker. He could be good, but like, I mean, are bigger running backs making differences now? I mean, Saquon isn't really making a big difference. You got Derrick Henry not making a big difference right now. Like, it's hard for. I mean, I think if you're going to say the biggest difference maker in a running back position this year, it's going to be in Indianapolis, right? I mean, that's the biggest difference maker. He's the engine of that team when it comes to what they're doing there. But otherwise, it's hard to find.
I think JCM will be a solid, but never elite running back in the league, but like really good and helpful to Washington and a great pick late in the draft. But no, he's not moving the needle a ton, in my opinion.
Also,
do I want to have a sword fight? No, thank you.
If you don't know what that means, don't worry about it.
I know what it means, but no, thank you.
No.
Also,
Hard pass.
Fields versus Sam Darnold. That's a good question because Fields is going up against a weak defense and Darnold's going up against a very strong one. Like, obviously, Darnold's the better quarterback at this point, but...
Who's Fields playing?
Carolina.
And who's Darnold playing? Oh,
Houston.
Never mind.
Houston Texans.
Yeah. In fantasy, I'd lean Fields.
I would lean Fields, too.
Obviously, Darnold's the better quarterback this week.
Darnold's a better quarterback, but Fields in fantasy with the running yards can get you some.
Toxic is the Ravens fan base. It depends. Like, IRL,
not
that bad.
Not as toxic as Detroit's. Dude, they suck.
Scotty is so salty.
They're so butthurt after getting outplayed, and I'm like, just chill.
Let me see. Dart against the Broncos, and who's left playing the Cardinals? I'd go Jordan Love. Although on that note, I do have the Cardinals as one of my best bets at +6.5. just because Green Bay has not looked great.
Yeah.
Cardinals at plus 6.5. You said.
Yeah,
Are
against Green Bay
Are they playing the backup
home.
again?
in Arizona. Sorry, what?
Packers
Are
on
they
the road
playing-
in Arizona.
Is Kyler playing or is it what's his name?
He's
Backup.
questionable. I think he's started practicing again.
They were almost better without Kyler. Actually, they were better without Kyler last week. With what's the backup? He's been a backup everywhere. Brissett, Jacoby Brissett. Yeah.
Yeah, Kyler Murray's still questionable. Still hasn't. They haven't made. He was a limited participant in Wednesday's walkthrough, which makes me think he's going to try to play. So I don't know. Honest opinion, who are you picking to win a Super Bowl, Lamar or Josh Allen? I would take Josh Allen.
Allen, he's got more of the traits easily.
Josh Allen.
I don't,
This
I
year
don't
he hasn't
know if
looked good,
Buffalo's going to put a roster on him good enough to do it, but I'd take Josh Allen for
Yeah,
sure.
but yeah, like if you take away Josh Allen, I think like they go from like a double-digit win team to a 4 or 5 win team. There is not much there outside of tight end.
Lamar's been exposed in the playoffs. It's a fact.
Sorry, Jaron.
Sorry, Jaron. I know.
Just a fact. He's been exposed in the playoffs.
Well, this was definitely an interesting chat. Lamar gets no love.
Well, I think Lamar gets
You
a
just
lot.
compared him against what I view as the second best quarterback in the league. So it's not no love, but like I'd take Josh Allen.
And I do agree. Like he's a great regular season. I mean, what's the comparison they throw him to in the NBA when they talk about it? Isn't it
Embiid?
no James Harden? Is it James Harden?
James Harden, probably.
Where like James Harden will have a great regular season and the playoffs roll around and somehow he just can't show
What
up.
about, it's a playoff P.
I like It's
No.
James Harden. Sharon, 3-time MVP. He's only 2, but I see what you're doing there. You're saying he deserved the MVP last year, but
Yeah.
he's only won 2, technically.
Yeah. So I think like until Lamar can get it done in the playoffs, I feel like I would like to see that happen before I buy in on that.
Josh Allen's played much better in the playoffs historically than Lamar. Even though he hasn't got it done either because he's facing the GOAT.
So yeah, that's yeah, you gotta look at it from that angle. Bro can't make it past the divisional. Fact, Scotty. So yeah. Tom Brady or
Brady or
Mahomes?
Oh God. Well,
TBD. TBD.
DVD. Yeah, Mahomes definitely has the potential to get past Brady, but he hasn't played long enough to get past Brady yet. I'll leave it at that.
Sometimes it's not Lamar's fault, but like Lamar's played poorly, like mostly turning the ball over. He doesn't turn the ball over a lot in the regular season, and he gets in the playoffs, and he's a turnover merchant at times. Like, I mean, those 2 turnovers. Let's talk about the loss last year to Buffalo. He had 2 awful turnovers in that first half. He played great in the second half. That first half, he played awful, and that's why they were down. I think everyone agreed Baltimore had a better roster than Buffalo last year, and Buffalo won that game. Now, listen, there was a drop, obviously, from Mark Andrews that could have tied it up.
And a
This and
fumble.
that. But you can't ignore the 2 awful turnovers that Lamar Jackson had in the first half of that game.
Are there any other games, chat, that you guys were curious in talking about? I know we only talked about 8 games tonight. Are there any other games that you are interested in that you think could be really good games to talk about before we wrap the show up tonight? We already talked about the San Francisco, Atlanta, Indianapolis, and the LA Chargers.
LA.
The Rams and the Jags, the Chiefs and the Raiders, the Broncos, Giants, Eagles, Vikings, the
Steelers,
Bengals, and Steelers. So if there's any other games that you guys want to chat about, throw it in the chat right now, and we can get in on those. Any other fantasy advice, anything else you're looking for, throw it in.
Also, Sky, just so you know, I also got Giants plus 7.5.
Sweet. Changing my pick again.
Changing my
You're
pick.
all Broncos.
Yeah, well, Jaron, we talked about Broncos. We lean towards all of us
The
are
Giants.
leaning towards the Giants getting points.
You're
Uh,
leading. Me and Scotty are going that way.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm leaning that way. It's not my bet of the week, but Scotty has his official bet 7.5. Rec sounds like his official bet 7.5.
Yep.
And then we
My-
also
My biggest concern is it feels too obvious. Actually, it feels too obvious. That's my biggest concern with that bet. Is somehow everyone's going to pour money on New York after watching them dominate the defending champs last week on Thursday, and you watch the Broncos look like shit against the winless team in the league, and now they're 7.5-point favorites. It feels obvious. That's my biggest concern in that game.
feels trappy. Browns and
Never wins
Dolphins.
by 8.
Browns and Dolphins, we kind of talked about in my best bet. I have Cleveland minus 2.5 for a lot of reasons, mainly because of the locker room in Miami. They're on the road. It's just a good matchup. It's a tank bowl. Browns.
I'm actually shocked you're betting that game. I wouldn't touch that game. I just don't know how you can trust any of those teams.
Yeah,
Yes.
I'm leaning into the fact that the Dolphins are an absolute mess, and
Sure.
they just don't play well on the road. And it's just a bad spot for them here. Bad matchup, bad spot, bad locker room, and bad
Like,
leadership.
After getting his payday, Miles Garrett has been a ghost this season.
I-
Again,
I-
he was good in weeks 1 and 2, but he's just given up.
This week is a get right spot if you're gonna get after
For which team?
for the
Option
Browns.
C,
For the
yes.
Browns.
Well, I think he was talking about Miles
Garrett,
specifically.
basically. If he's gonna have a good game, I think this might be the one. That whoever loses fires coach. Well, we already had one fired coach this past week.
I do like that. Whoever loses fires this coach. Whoever wins fires the coach. I like that.
Should we get that going?
Check
You know,
Roger, Roger.
you
Checks
know,
out.
checks out.
I love.
Yeah.
Also,
So
speaking of the coach being fired, that's probably gonna be a low key good game just because of the boost you get for firing a coach.
yeah, I don't know if I love it still. Like, I mean, I normally would be all over that. Like you,
Who, Tennessee?
Tennessee.
Tennessee, New England, and
Nor-
Nashville.
Normally, I would be all over it and be like, "Man, you fire a coach, you get that boost." What's the spread of that game? That game
I see it at 6.5 on the Super Contest.
is it okay? So, but I still like.
like I'm not betting. It's not one of my official bets.
Ugh. It's
Yeah.
7 right now. Tennessee plus 7. Ugh.
It's like, again,
I get-
obviously Patriots far better team, far better coaching staff, but you get the boost. Mike McCoy is the interim coach. He's very basic. He's very vanilla, not good for the long term. But short term, coming off that disaster,
I would
maybe
lean.
he could be a little something.
I would lean Titans in this one. I think the Patriots are getting a little overrated right now.
For a roster that's not exactly a top roster in the NFL. I mean, Drake May is single-handedly making them overrated to what your point is. Like, they're high on a lot of people.
People trying to put Drake May in like the MVP mix.
No,
Let's
he's
chill.
not up there.
Let's chill a little bit.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're too high.
Gotta chill.
Like, I think people are getting a little too high after a big win against Buffalo, but we watched Buffalo just get their ass kicked on Monday night following that. And then, neat, you beat the Saints. Congrats.
74% of the publics and 79% of the money all on the New England Patriots, plus at -7.
I
So
do like all the questions rolling in. It's great to have these conversations.
let's go. Dwayne Ravens thinks Harbaugh needs to go. Who are you picking up as a replacement?
Yeah, I said it last week. I think Harbaugh is like in the same tier of wash as Mike Tomlin is for Pittsburgh. It's like, yeah, they did great things in the past. They got the Super Bowl, but it's time to move on. Find a new voice to help lead the team.
We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if they'll push that button, but they could.
Robert Saleh. I mean, he just got back over to San Francisco.
No, he's not a head coach. He's the DC.
No,
No,
got
he
back
just
to
got
San
back.
Francisco.
He just got back to San Francisco. So I mean, is he going to bounce right back into a head coaching?
No.
I don't think so. Not right away. I wouldn't think so. But yeah, keep the questions rolling in, guys. We have a couple more minutes left in the show, so make sure you get them in. By the way, if you guys are just joining us for the first time, my name is Chris. This is Scotty. We are your hosts for the Action Lab Sports Channel. We are here every Wednesday and Sunday. We also, if you guys love talking basketball, we're going to be mixing in a lot of NBA talk very, very soon to preview the NBA season. And then we're going to start talking maybe some NBA on maybe some Thursday nights. We'll see. So make sure you guys are, if you're into some of the other sports that, Major League Baseball or
Jared says
NHL.
UFC.
You watch him at UFC, Chris. I do not.
I
but
watch.
you do.
We complement each other in a lot of ways, Scotty. Like the sports you watch and the sports that I watch are kind of like we have more of an emphasis in the opposite sports in some ways, and some of these like peripheral sports like UFC. But yeah, we have a good coverage between the two of us across the board.
Brendan with the single worst take I've ever heard.
I think I love Brendan's take here.
That
Yeah, I do
is
too.
wild.
I love that take.
Wild take. It's wrong, but it's fine. You can
I mean,
have your opinion. Everyone can have their opinion. It's just
that's
wrong.
why my content
My
is
man.
to make a little more money.
I won't get into that. I'll leave that alone. But good for you, Red. You get your
Brandon, wait,
money.
Sky's on the right. I take it back.
yeah, no, it's we actually
Thank
Rec
you.
is the
Yeah,
one that
I am Scotty. I'm a smart one.
Rec
You're the
noticed.
salty one.
I am I am saltier as well, for sure.
Either way,
Cheers, push up, Scott. My fault, Scotty.
Thank you.
Scotty Miller, Steelers legend.
Scotty Miller.
Scott is cooking. Thank you, Goon Grenade. Appreciate that.
I mentioned this, I think, before you got on, Scotty. I love how the best bet is flipped from where you're actually sitting.
Yeah, so it's like
Oh, that is confusing.
it
right
is.
now,
It is a
Jeff.
little confusing,
Yeah.
and it's always been that way. It's been that way for 4 years.
I've never even thought about it once.
It's been that way for
So-
Yeah,
4
I
years,
didn't either.
and
I was just
we.
looking at it before the stream.
you know.
I'm like, wait a minute, something seems wrong.
It's just the way it was built, and then the way we set it up. It's just we just never went back and fixed it. So there you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, make sure you guys hit that follow button. Scotty knows ball. He just doesn't know Detroit and loses all objectivity on everything or anything involving the Chiefs. You got
Incorrect.
Chairman salty tonight.
Yeah, it's salty, but like, clearly he's saying I should get over it, but he's not over it. So,
I think he's just not over you.
well, I listen. Detroit fans have looked soft as fuck this week. I never saw it coming, but they were embarrassing after the game. They were embarrassing. You
I
lost
would say his Chiefs takes are
convincingly. It wasn't even close. You lost.
Okay, and that's the show. Hey, you know who's live right now?
Juke, our
Yep.
guy Juke is
Let's
live.
go.
So we're gonna close out the show and send you over to Human Juke, who's gonna serenade you with his lovely, lovely voice. He's a great fan of our show and a great friend to our show as well. So go give Human Juke some love. Make sure you tell him the boys at Action Lab sent you, because he'll know. He'll know. What are your thoughts on Taylor Swift talking about Travis Wood on her new song?
Not surprised.
I have no
I haven't
idea.
heard. I actually haven't heard this song, so I don't know.
I-
It is funny how a lot of Swifties are starting to turn around like, man, this album is actually not that good.
I haven't. I've heard like one. I think her first single out of it. I've heard. Other than that, I haven't heard anything.
I'll take a listen. It's called Wood. I don't know. I haven't.
I've heard that that's in reference to Travis. Which congrats to Travis. I mean, to have a song talking about you like that must feel good. That must be a good thing, right? I don't know.
We'll just wait until they break up and then she writes a song about the exact opposite.
They're getting married, Rec. They're getting married.
It's Taylor, so
forever.
who knows how long that lasts.
She's never been engaged before, all right? Never got this far.
Joke Wills, thank you for all the bits. Jaron, Brendan, and Goon Grenade, thank you so much for the follows tonight. I hope to see you back here Sunday night for Sunday Night Football and recapping Week 7 of the NFL. So make sure you stay tuned. Also, again, we will be talking a lot of NBA. If you're not following and you don't have the notifications turned on, just make sure you do hit the follow button so you have all those, because we do go live sometimes with we just want to talk some NBA. We want to talk some different sports. So do that as well. But thank you guys so much. The chat was popping off tonight. You guys were incredible. Medusa, good show as always. Thank you, Medusa. Appreciate that. And we will be back live this Sunday. Between now and Sunday, go be a good person. Go live in the moment. We don't do that enough. Put the phone down. Enjoy the people and things around you. We don't do that enough. And then go be just again, be a good person. We are sending you over. Scotty, anything else?
No, a lot of fun tonight. Thanks to the new people. I mean, we love our OGs, our regulars, of course, but new people in the chat. A lot of fun tonight. Hope you guys join us again. Let's get back at it on Sunday as we watch Sunday Night Football, and we'll have a lot of fun. Let's talk some shit.
Let's do it. Let's get it. And we will go give Human Juke some love. And then Rekka's Keyboard Warrior thinks grass is blue. You think grass is blue? I mean, if it's Kentucky bluegrass, but it's still green. It doesn't matter.
I mean, bluegrass is an underrated form of music.
It is a form of music.
It's
I can
a
verify.
form. Maybe
It's underrated. It is a good form of music.
maybe
Fantasy basketball league this season? Maybe. Did we? I didn't pay attention to that after.
We've never done a fantasy
Yeah,
basketball.
no, that's not true. We did it last year.
We
right?
did.
We didn't tell you.
Well, I wasn't going to join anyways. I don't have. I've
We
tried
knew you
fantasy
weren't
hockey.
joining.
I've tried fantasy hockey once. Can't
We-
do
we-
it every day.
You're not even good at fantasy football. Why would you be good at a sport?
I
you
mean,
have
I've been
no
pretty
idea
good.
about?
I'm placed in our current league at 12. I'm currently in the playoffs.
Get after a wreck.
all right.
Go get it.
All right, guys. Have a great night. We will see you Sunday night. Love you.
Love you guys. Good night.
Bye, everybody. Daryl Patterson. Oh, did we just miss his stream? Or is he on break?